the mics will be on. But Chris, I noticed lately you're not paying attention to me.
He's looking.
So I know he's looking right at me. But I look over there at Chris, and Chris is just looking into his phone. So I'm gonna have to bring out the gun, shoot you right in your forehead.
It's a big target.
So please pay.
Me?
Oh,
Please,
damn!
please pay attention.
Everybody's pulling out guns. Whoa, jeez.
Same time. I didn't even grab it.
I
So
always
you
have
gotta
this
pay.
on
I'm gonna
hand.
start
Yeah, but
throwing
it's
my.
empty.
You know what? I'm gonna start throwing my markers over there at you.
Oh, you do got a lot of bullets. Wow, why are they just sitting
The whole
over
box
there?
is
They
back
are,
there.
I know. He just pulled them out.
Yeah.
It was an empty gun for a minute.
Anyway, Mark, I did not appreciate. Damn it!
Oh God,
I did not appreciate you saying we bullshit
It
at
is
the beginning.
bullshit.
it is bullshit.
No.
Chris, stop.
Good Lord.
I got 3 blanks in a row.
It was a 4-pronged
It's like playing
gun.
Russian roulette.
There we go.
Playing Russian roulette. But the first, what I wanted to talk about, because it's on the map again. Tyson
Oh my God.
versus Paul.
Good Lord.
It's gonna
the
happen.
hype is gone, man.
The hype is not gone.
It was gone.
Okay. It disappeared for a little bit, right? Have you been keeping up with the Tyson Paul?
Yeah, they said something happened with Tyson. He got sick and needed some time or something. But
Yeah. I mean,
it was a build up for a second. When the first round, it was hype.
Dude, think
But
about
now-
it. It was supposed to be in July. It's already practically September. Like,
Well,
who gives,
So let me
who
ask,
gives a shit?
what are you excited about in this?
I know.
Because the
So-
longer it goes on, the less
Okay, so-
interested I am in watching this.
So here a while back, yes, it was scheduled for July 20th, right? Then Tyson ended up getting sick. He had tummy issues or something. Oh, it was an ulcer. That's what it was. So Jake Paul was like, you know what? That's cool.
Mary
He-
Kate
he-
or the other one?
the witch.
was pretty
What's her name?
Oh, the different one.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, it was Elizabeth. But anyway, she. Now I got thinking about her. So yeah, so
I
he
thought
ended up
those
saying,
didn't go
so
over
Jake
his
Paul
head.
ended up saying, you know what, that's cool. We're gonna let Grandpa heal up so we can get the fight. Right? They're gonna make 40 apiece. Right, $40,000, I think.
Did that go down? I thought they were
It's
making
like
millions.
40. No, it's 40 million a piece. I think
Oh.
it is.
You said 1,000.
You did
Nah,
say
I was kidding.
1,000.
That was a joke.
But here's what confuses me.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, can you switch over to the camera on the wall?
Camera on the wall.
Yeah.
This one, the third one, is that one up?
No,
you switch over to it?
he wants.
No.
It's not up.
No.
This one. It
I
says,
only have 2 cameras up.
Oh, I guess it's not up. Anyways, but there's a.
Yeah.
You're so ashamed.
I saw you. No,
it
I'm
is
no,
down.
You're
no,
Yeah,
so
okay,
ashamed
it's
that you
down.
took down your Tyson
Oh yeah,
banner.
there we go. He got
I
it.
did not. No, I had it up, but I knew
Yeah.
it was
You were
rescheduled.
ready for this day to come
Hey,
up, and
you're
then
right. Okay,
shit.
so then July 20th come
Oh.
around. Yes. Did they fight? No, because
Go
it was
ahead, Chris.
rescheduled. So I had to. It's going to
Bring
go
it back.
back
Because
up.
he's old and worn out.
Tyson will go back up on my wall here in a little bit. All right. So, but I bought this. So that's badass though, right? So I
Did
put
you see
that
the
up.
face-off they did?
Yes.
That old ass push.
Did you see how stupid he looked
So,
laughing
okay,
and doing that?
yeah,
And
Like,
So
they,
what-
like
okay,
they weren't taking
so-
it serious.
like you're supposed to be selling this fight to the
And
crowd
they're
And
just
right
Jake
playing
Paul is
around.
trying. And he's doing a good job. Jake Paul is doing a good job of selling the fight. Tyson is a businessman now.
Oh my
The
god.
fuck does that mean?
So he's not going to
He
show.
can put a mean
he
mug
already
on.
said. He already said, and he told this to the other brother. What's his name?
Logan.
Logan Paul. He says, when that day comes, it's business, and I'm gonna be serious, and I'm gonna kick your brother's ass
That's
in
what
the
he said
ring.
about July 20th.
Okay, but what happened to him? He
That
got
day,
hurt. He,
that day
he was
came and
sick.
went. That day came and went.
He got sick. So now my opinion has changed a little bit because now I am afraid for Mike because Jake Paul. See, Jake Paul is. He's tough. I'm not saying that Tyson is going to lose. I want Tyson to kick his ass. I want Tyson to hit him a few times hard enough to where make Jake Paul quit. But Jake Paul, have you watched Jake Paul fight? Yeah, he's fighting nobodies and this and that. I understand that. He's a big son of a bitch.
God.
Hey, Dallas is Jack. Hey,
Dallas.
back up.
Get out
Back
of here.
upstairs. Sorry about that, Ricky.
Why isn't that gate closed?
Oh, we just forgot to close it.
I
That's
forgot
all.
to close it. Yeah. So anyway, he came out and he was outside.
So a few of those grays are showing a little bit better on his beard, right?
Yeah, on mine?
On Tyson's.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a beard right
Yeah,
now.
yours too, man.
But you know what? It's going to be fine, but I think Tyson will take care of him that day. November 15th is the date. So come November, I will be putting it on my wall. Tyson will be coming back up.
Is there a point, like,
But-
what would you have to see for you to start getting worried about Tyson's health?
What would while they're fighting?
Before I'm saying
A body shot.
in this prep.
No, I'm not. There's nothing that's worrying me yet.
Like if he like
Yeah,
slips and
I think
falls?
as soon as the day comes around.
I'm saying they're showing before the July happened. They were showing a lot of clips of Tyson warming up. Those
Yeah.
clips were a good 12 seconds long.
They
Yeah.
weren't. Yeah,
That's it. They weren't a full workout. They weren't an hour long of him with the trainer and doing different things. They're 12-second clips.
How old is he
Hold
now?
on.
I don't
He's
even know. He's old
58.
as shit.
He's 50. Easy. He's 58 years old.
That's a long day for Tyson.
Real quick, I just thought about this real side thing, but you say they're making those clips to make him look good. I don't know if you saw this some weeks ago, Colorado. Deion Sanders, his team, their editing team was atrocious because they put together clips that have nothing to do with each other to make it look like one thing. It's so bad. Like the quarterback throws like this real weird sidearm, and then the next clip is like the opposite angle of the guy catching it for the touchdown. Like it's such terrible editing work, like to make it look like it.
I thought
so bad.
I thought Deion's son, the other son,
Is the corner, yeah.
no, he's the one that does all the editing and for their
The untalented son?
yeah.
Oh.
I think there's another one. I don't know how many he has.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always
But-
that third untalented son.
Anyway, I'm just saying I'm getting
He's not
I'm getting
He was a He's not paying attention. He's not paying attention. Never mind.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Anyways. Oh.
Yeah, he really didn't hear that. But anyways, yeah. So I'm like I said, I'm getting pumped up for it again. It's gonna start back up.
Tyson's
yeah,
not
I
going to
did.
be weak.
I did. Huh?
He's not going to be weak. He's still a fighter. He still knows how to stand his ground and throw hard punches. But Jake's just so much younger and
Right. Younger, faster.
has been
Stronger.
and has been
He's probably
active
stronger.
for
But
what
at
the
some
last
point, the
5
experience
years.
kicks in, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Experience
Jake's
kicks in
been
it.
active the last 5 years of just maintaining, being ready.
Right.
But that's still Mike. That's still Mike.
These
Maybe.
guys,
I don't know. Maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. Tyson, I think Tyson's still gonna beat him.
We all went to, I think,
You know,
is there
everybody,
a
the whole
knockout
world.
clause?
It's gonna be the whole world
I think
against
it's-
Jake.
They gonna let him go?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Is there a knockdown clause or anything?
Because the last time
It's
Tyson
on.
fought, they had a clause in there they couldn't knock each other out.
Yeah, but that was I know
They
that
even
was.
made this one like a full exhibition, right?
It's they're not calling it an exhibition though. They're calling it it's a pro fight. And Jake Paul even told Tyson, yeah, I'm going in hard, solid because it is a pro fight.
Because it's his record
Because
on the
he
line
wanted
here.
it.
Tyson
Tyson wanted it to be a pro fight.
they're calling it the
Tyson's gonna
rumble
come in.
on the
That's
tumble.
tough.
But you know
Blur.
what? But what's funny though is he was talking to
That was pretty good.
I keep forgetting it's Jake and Logan Paul, right? And Logan asked him, "Are you going to be drugged up for the fight?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm going to be on mushrooms that whole fight."
So it's like,
Is that a drug? I mean, is it a legal drug?
No.
So I'm like, okay, so if he's saying he's going to be loaded
be
up
like-
on mushrooms,
You'd be like
Well, hold on.
microdosing or something like that.
yeah.
I mean, like loading up. It's like it's not like it's gonna give him an extra
Yeah, I
juice.
know
It's more
that,
like anything
but-
just gonna make him numb to it, which I guess
anyway,
is
but
cheating.
that's Tyson though. That's what he's shrooms.
And that doesn't worry you. I'm gonna keep saying that,
It
man.
doesn't work. You know, until that day happens.
So if he dies in the ring, is that like a?
If he dies,
He dies,
Anyway.
yeah.
So I have mixed emotions
Oh,
coming, but until that day, when that day hits, then it's gonna be time. And
What-
it's on
what day is
it's
it?
on Netflix.
November
November 15th.
15th.
I'm still waiting for
Grandma
the
birthday.
odds to drop on it so we can bet.
We're not too great at these.
Oh, we'll start betting.
It's one
Anyway.
way or the other.
even
So I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Well, that's not true. You know, first round, second round, this and that.
We'll see.
Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Another episode, I should say, episode 110. Fellas, we are just rolling with episodes.
Yeah,
Right.
take a break sometime. God
No,
damn.
there's no such thing as break. Is there such thing as a break, Rick?
No, not at all. You got to keep on going.
gotta
110, though. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate that.
fire.
Yeah,
You're gonna be that old here soon, man. If you keep going at this pace.
yeah. Anyway, I am your host, Big Mod. I got my co-host sitting next to me, my son Mark, running the board, Chris, and sitting in the chair with us, my nephew, my EP, Jose Contreras. And we do have a special guest today. Our guest for the evening, owner of the Officially Chopped Barbershop. Please welcome Ricky Dantzler.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us, bro.
Man, appreciate you
Man,
having me.
did you have to cancel some appointments to come in?
I ain't gonna lie, I did, and I missed football practice.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I coach youth football, so
Really?
yeah, I had to tell him, man, I gotta go handle something real quick. So yeah,
That's cool. Well, I truly appreciate
sir.
you
Yes, sir.
doing this. I mean, if I think I'll tell you now, if this wouldn't have worked out, we could have made it work another way, but but I appreciate you taking
I'm glad
the time.
to be here. Yeah, that's cool. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, because once we had your boy in here too, the sauce.
So, oh yeah,
Yeah.
ASAP. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he came
Seen
in
him here eating trolley gummy worms and stuff. That's what's up.
I brought him a
Did
bag.
he do any push-ups while he was here?
No, but
No?
I think he wanted to. He asked if we had a weight room in here. I'm like, no. This used to be a weight room. Marcos had it set up at one time, but
That's a pod room.
yeah. But now what?
That's a pod. Bro.
Oh yeah, it's a pod room now. So how's your day?
It was long, man. It was just a long day.
Yeah.
Every day is a long day, man. I can't lie, man. Being a business owner is it's always something going on. Dealing with all the, the employees at the shop, and it just be a lot. Got 3 kids, so
Okay.
it starts early and it ends late every day.
Every
Sure.
day.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up, you clock in, and you gotta go.
Clock in. That's it. Every day you got to clock in. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So before we get into the shop and what you're all about, Chris, can we go ahead and play our words from our sponsors, please? This podcast is sponsored by Quinn Concrete Construction. The company motto: no job too big or too small. Whatever your concrete need is, they have the experience and the professionalism to ensure a quality job every time. For a free estimate, call 913-279-1448. That's 913-279-1448 and ask for Joe Quinn.
This episode is sponsored by Goal Fire Protection. With over 26 years of fire sprinkler experience, Goal Fire Protection has built our livelihoods on established relationships and providing quality fire sprinkler systems. From retrofits, remodels, service, repairs, new installation, and inspections, simple to the extreme, we can help you every step of the way. No job is too small or too big for our knowledgeable crews. For your free estimate, call 913-441-3390 or email us at gochoa@goalfireprotection.com.
I almost want to say it was during COVID. I saw them there, and they sat in that store for the longest time. So finally went.
And ain't too many
later.
people walking around with a size 19
I know, right?
foot
And
in
it
Kansas
was
City. I'm gonna tell you that much.
it was the only pair there. So I
Only
grabbed.
pair ever
they
made.
put it in a bin. They put it in a bin. I grabbed it and I just went up to the counter and said, "Hey, how much you guys want for these shoes?" And then the guy looks. He looks at the shoe. Then he tries to look over the counter at my feet.
He watched this 5'9" guy walk up to the counter and
with a
goes,
pair of 19.
I said they fit. I said, how much you want for them? And he's like, just give me 15. So I paid less than what the size was.
Yeah.
Before we get real
come on.
quick,
Yes, sir.
please everybody go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and follow us at The Big Modcast on all social media platforms.
Thank you, son.
Did you do it, Chris?
I
No, he didn't do it. No, he didn't do it. Hit it. Look at
Hit
that.
it.
Hit it. There you go.
Ow.
There it
Come
is.
on, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Dad's always ringing it too early.
It doesn't matter. You got to hit it. You can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I only say it when he hits it.
Exactly.
I only hit the bell when he says. Anyway, Ricky, so were you born and raised here in KC?
Yes,
or
sir.
was-
Kansas City, Kansas. Yes, sir.
Yeah, where about?
I was born in Providence Hospital. Grew up in
Alright.
Wyandotte County until I was in third grade. And moved to Johnson County.
Oh, okay. So
my
you've been there
parents,
since then.
came home. Got in a little trouble, in my younger days. My mom said, "No, we ain't going for that." So
You were in trouble at
in
second
third.
and
Yeah,
third
I'm not.
grade.
Yeah, I came home and told my mom I was running with a group of guys, man. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Nah,
Second grade.
yeah,
That's
second
wild.
grade. Hey, we was living life on the edge, baby." But nah, I remember we came home and I told her, honestly, I was like, "Hey, man, I joined a little group today." She was like, "Nah." About 2 weeks later, we was gone.
Yeah.
We was gone.
Were they middle schoolers or
They were
older?
elementary, middle school, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it was
right.
just some neighborhood kids that we all just, ran around with
okay,
each other.
yeah.
But moms wasn't playing that at all. So we got up out of there quick. And at the time, it's funny to look back on it now.
Yeah.
Moving to Johnson County, that was a far ways. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just right down the street. You know,
Right.
people go, oh, man, I got to go to Wyandotte. It's a 10-minute drive. But back in that time, you know, going out to JO, it was like, ooh, man, y'all moving real far. I'm like, ah, man, that's
You
crazy.
felt it when you crossed the bridge, crossed the county line.
Yeah,
like, it's
for
different
sure.
on this side.
For sure. I mean, the first school that I came to in Johnson County, me and my sister went to Prairie Elementary. So to go from, we were going to Roosevelt, and then to go to Prairie, it was like night and day. Yeah, that was
So
that was tough.
So where's that neighborhood? What
It was
what's your address when you?
Well, I
back in the
grew
day?
up on 430 Ann over off of Strawberry Hill.
Okay.
Then we lived with my grandmother, and she stayed over off of 34th and State Avenue over by Bunny's.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah,
Like
the
the
elementary
Sears,
school,
right,
the
the
elementary
Sears
school was
over there.
back that way.
Okay.
Yeah, behind Kensington Park.
Okay.
So yeah, man, the firehouse is right there.
Yeah.
City Fish. Yeah, the elementary school was back there. So to leave there and move out here and go to Prairie, it was like, whoa. I remember me and my sister walked into the lunchroom and the kids just turned and looked. We was like, whoa. Yeah, it was a different scenery.
Ricky,
That's for sure.
So let me ask you this real quick. So we moved over here when I was coming into second grade.
Okay.
From, Wyandotte County
same,
as well.
Same area.
We
pretty
were
much.
at,
You're off of.
but what was the school? Whittier. We were Whittier Elementary.
Okay.
Anyways, when we got over here, the one thing I vividly remember is in second grade, like I'd heard some cuss words. You hear music, movies. You get over here, and these second graders that's bullshit. Fuck that. Damn, what are they doing that is so different over here that all these white kids are just cussing in second grade?
Man, it was a whole different ball game. And just the way the kid, like you said, the kids acted with their parents. And my mom was young. My mom had me when she was 17. So, you know, coming into this school, obviously we were young.
Yeah.
My parents were young. And, you know, I have a biracial, parents. So I got a white mom and a black dad. So walking into this school, everybody's already looking at my dad crazy. They like, man, what's going on? He's got gold teeth and stuff.
Okay,
So they like, man, what is happening here now? But, yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Any
but
weird stuff like that just like stood out
what's that?
of the way that people acted or the way
Yeah,
that the school
I think
acted?
it was like man, at the time, I felt like they'd never seen black people before. I mean, it was just like, honestly, and at that time, I mean, that was, man, 96 or so, 97.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, yeah, they wasn't, that was not normal. So to walk through there, it was like, who are y'all? You know what I'm saying? Me and my sister stuck real close to each other during school. 'Cause I was like, nah, boy, you got to stick with me. I'm going to stick with you. And we just going to stay over here. So
Now that you say that too, that reminds me. So my dad, he likes old school cars. He's got an Impala, a 64 Impala in the garage, but he used to have an old Cadillac with like the Mexican flag hanging down from the window, and he would come pick us up from school, and that we'd be like, oh man,
that sound
because we just looked so different.
For sure. My pops had a
everybody else
Cadillac
around.
DeVille. I'm gonna say it was like, man, it was. You watching everybody else pull up in Benzes and BMWs, and pops come through, hey, in the bucket, and he's just like, "What's up, y'all?" I'm like, "Yo, this is wild." But,
Man,
Yeah, the
That's
Cadillac
cool.
DeVille. Because do you remember that? And your dad had that. I think you guys were pretty young. And then he sold it to me, so I had it for a while. And I mean, you don't see those cars anymore. The DeVilles.
Especially not the coupes. If you found a coupe,
Yeah, but I bet that was a badass car.
yeah, it was a boat.
Yeah.
We thought it was a real
Gigantic.
boat. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how
Couches
big
inside of it.
Yeah, that's how big the car was. And I was just like, man, this is crazy. But like I said, just
Yeah,
That's how he pulled up Jose. He said, "Burr, burr, burr, burr,
yeah.
it was full decked out. He had like the gold trimmings and everything in there. And again, just
Was the steering wheel
it
a
was
chain?
so different.
Was it steering wheel chain?"
It might have been.
Ah!
It might have been. It was just so different than everybody
Of course-
else around
of
us.
course
We didn't know how to react.
You've heard why they made them so small, right? The chain steering was why they made them so small.
No.
Why?
That's because we're usually in handcuffs.
Oh my God! So if you escaped, you could still get away.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what I heard. I don't think it's true. But anyway, you lived over there by the Sears, and so you would stay there, and then grandma's house too.
bounce back and forth. Yeah.
Do you guys ever go back to the hood just to?
So man, actually, it's crazy. My grandmother's house burned down. man, that would have probably been about 10 years ago.
Really?
The house my dad grew up in.
Dang.
So that one hit the family hard.
Oh,
I mean,
bet.
it burned, it's to the ground. Yeah. So that was a tough phone call to get. Everybody was okay. You know what I'm saying? My grandma and grandpa were good. But,
okay.
you know,
So
losing that house. Yeah,
they
were
were
there.
still in it.
Yeah, they were there.
Okay.
The neighbor ran across the street and got them up out the bed, let them know, hey, the house is on fire.
No way.
And they had a space heater that tipped over. So yeah, caught the house on fire, and that was hard, man. Just because there was a lot of memories in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we had a lot of kickball games there.
Yeah.
And family, you know, spade nights, and you know, aunties and uncles getting into it, playing tunk and stuff, man. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of memories in the house. So when you know, news traveled that the house on 38th burned down, it was like, oh man, that was tough. That was tough. Yeah,
That would be. That would be. I mean, like I still drive by with the house that I grew up in, and it didn't burn down, but it's been, what'd you say, remodeled. I mean, they put.
They gutted it.
Yeah, they got. We haven't been inside, but the outside's a different color now.
Yep.
Now there's a driveway, and you know,
now
they've
the
done it
house
all.
on Ann down on Strawberry Hill, it still looks pretty similar. It's funny. There's a tree in the front yard that is massive now. But a little story to this tree. When I was probably, man, about 3, I had a wiffle ball bat. And I beat the shit out of this tree. And I'm telling you, my mama came in there, grandpa came in there, and they whooped my ass.
And then that's when they said.
But this tree is huge now.
Now,
I'm like,
right?
oh, man, look at that. I beat that tree down at one point.
You
But
go, I did that.
It came back with a vengeance.
I made it stronger.
Yeah,
Now
it came back with
Now
a
that tree
vengeance.
looks down at you and
Yeah,
says,
for
"Try it now."
sure. Yeah.
That's
too
pretty funny. Yeah, that's funny because I say the same thing to these guys. The tree out in my yard when we moved here was not, you know, this big around. Now it's this, you know, now it's just
Huge
so
tree,
big.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy that
Well,
you
it's
don't think about it. But
I
then,
got a phone call. This is probably about a month ago. I'm sure my mama watched it. She called
Yeah.
me. She's like, "Did you teach your son anything?" I'm like, "No, what you talking about?" He beat the shit out of my garden bed. I was like, "Oh no!" So I never told him that story, but to hear her call me, I'm like,
You said
"It's in his
instinct.
blood."
Instinct.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
his
You
blood,
said,
man.
Mom,
Right.
why'd you do that? He goes,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Did you say,
had a
Mom-
feeling.
Did you say, Mom? Did he use a wiffle ball bat?
And that's what he used a plastic bat. Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go,
that's, yeah.
there you go.
That was too
You
funny.
remember that?
It was the
remember-
same wiffle ball bat. You picked it up. It was like
I knew. I see.
Like Thor's hammer.
exactly.
Yeah.
I can feel it. There's something about this.
You remember that wiffle ball bat that had the fat end though?
Yeah.
It was real thin and then it got real fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boom, boom.
It was
loud
that
noise
we
to
used to play baseball with those, and one time this kid swung at a tennis ball so hard that
It dented it.
boom. And no, it didn't dent it. You heard the bam, right? He swung through, and we were all looking for the ball, and it was inside the bat
Oh my
because
goodness.
he hit it so hard, and I don't even think he saw where when he hit, and just dropped the bat, and everybody's like. What the hell did the ball? He did. He ran all the way around, and we're like, "Oh shit, the ball's still inside." It was
That's too
inside the
funny.
bat. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I wondered if you just go back through the hood. I mean,
It's different.
Do you have like?
Well, I went to barber school down off of State Avenue. So, I mean, just going, like I said, nowadays, going down to Wyandotte is easy. It's right down the
right.
street. You know what I'm saying? So, I still got family down there. You know what I'm saying? We still, I went to barber school down off of State Avenue, right in front of the old Ventures and this Viva Fashion Mart.
Yeah.
Headlines Barber Academy. So,
Oh, okay.
I graduated from barber school there. And so, yeah, man.
So then, so you are always going.
Yeah, I always slide through town. I worked at General Motors for 7 years, so I had to slide through Wyandotte to get down to GM.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
So either
sometimes
way.
the highway was closed.
You still have friends that live there in that area?
Oh, not now. No, most of them.
Everybody's done now.
Yeah, up out of there.
Are they all over here in Johnson County now?
They're kind of spread out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny. Man, the cats that I grew up with, I only talk to one now. But the rest of them, I grew up in a real tight family, though. I had a lot of cousins and stuff.
Okay.
We always did a lot of, sleepovers and stuff over at my grandma's and grandpa's house. I
how it
remember
is.
at the time, this is crazy to look back on it now, but we were, it used to be a Blockbuster over off of State Avenue. It was a Ponderosa.
Yes.
It was a
Love that
Blockbuster.
Ponderosa.
Yeah, so we used to
man.
walk from my grandma's house up to Blockbuster and rent Nintendo 64 games
Dang.
and come back to grandma's house and sit there and play the game and stuff. So yeah, man, it was crazy. They used to have the carnival up there,
Ponderosas are still
Indian
a
Springs
thing.
Mall.
I can't think of what a ponderosa is.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
It's a
so
buffet.
it's fun. It's funny just to go over there now. I mean, all those buildings there, all that stuff, the mall is gone.
Yeah.
So it's just like the drive through now.
Completely flat now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
nothing there. It was like I think there's a police headquarters over there.
Oh,
now,
I think it's
but-
across I think it's way across the
But
street.
but that whole lot
West.
now is just it's grass.
You know, and it's funny. We had heard that the reason why they haven't built anything on there is because there's actually water running underneath
Wow.
that
Hence the
area.
name, man.
And supposedly that is why they call it Indian Springs, because there was water underneath it that they had built right over.
That's crazy.
And yeah, now that it's gone, and I guess that's why they haven't built over it.
That or it's Indian land.
I was going to ask you, when you think back to your grandparents' house or even just where you grew up, does the size ever throw you off? Because the place we used to live was a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom.
So look back on
they
it
had
now.
3 boys living in there. Like,
For
pull
sure.
up, it's just wild.
Only because I know my dad. He's got 3 other brothers and sisters, so it's 4 of them living in that house with my grandparents. And for you to say that now, to look back, I'm like, damn, like
They
that
made it
house
work.
wasn't big, but they made it work for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the basement wasn't somewhere that you went and kicked it. I mean, it was just a washer and dryer down there.
Right.
You went down there, washed clothes, and went back
It
upstairs.
was scary down there.
Yeah, it was
scary down there.
We wasn't playing around down in the basement. And then my grandpa, lucky, he was a hoarder, man. So he still is, man. So he kept everything. But I'm gonna tell you, this dude was the most organized hoarder I've ever met in my life. It would be something simple. We'd be like, man, Grandpa, we need an air pump needle. He'd be like,
He knew exactly.
hold
what
on,
it was.
man. And go down there. He had all these little drawers. He pull it out and bam, I got one right here. How did he find it out of all this stuff? But
That's awesome.
That's how my grandpa was. His dad, like what he does is he go on these walks. That's what he used to do. He'd walk, he'd find something, mark it, like somehow remember, come back later in his truck, pick it up, and take it home.
Man, he was
He
cold.
found working toilets. He found working sinks.
Man.
There was
He found us DSs to play with. Like
seeing this, man, my grandpa, he would find stuff like, well, he'd have a bag of like football pants. He'd be like, bro, why does he have these? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about full pads and everything.
Yeah.
All the grandkids had their own bikes. None of the tires might have matched.
Right.
But everybody had their own bikes. So when you went over Grandpa's house, you'd be like, hey, well, there's what. We'd ride down to Rogers and get pickles.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man, to
What does
look
that
back
mean?
on the time.
What does that mean?
Ride down to Rogers?
Yeah, what's Rogers?
Rogers
Where
is
was
a liquor
Rogers?
store. It's a party store right on the, right next to the gas station. It's not too far from Wood.
But you got what?
Pickles.
Pickles.
It was. They had a Texas Times
They had a
right
big jar
there.
of pickles?
They had a big
Just
jar of pickles.
pickles.
I'm telling you, so we used to go to there. There's a liquor store connected to Rogers, and I'm telling you, you used to get a pickle and a Jolly Rancher. You bite that pickle and stick your Jolly Rancher inside the pickle.
That was the thing.
That was the thing to do. Yeah, it was fire.
Have you showed your kids this?
Nah.
Why not? You need.
I'm
You need to bring it back.
I'll tell you what, they own hot Cheetos and pickles. My kids eat
Okay,
hot
I've
Cheetos
heard-
and
yeah,
pickles.
I've heard that. I've
I don't
heard
know
that.
why. I didn't give them that, but that's their own thing that they do.
That's
right
wild.
Hot
Before
Cheetos.
we move too far,
Yeah.
as a kid, I used to fucking love Ponderosa.
now.
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
And they're
Ponderosa was fire.
completely
That was a
gone. I
buffet.
think they're still up north, like in Minnesota. But yeah, it was
Oh,
a buffet.
yeah,
'Cause I
Ponderosa
could get the
was-
nachos and the
Yeah.
mashed potatoes and gravy, like
All in the same place.
all in the same
Oh,
place. I
Ponderosa was
fucking
fire.
love that place.
We
man.
just had a talk at the barbershop the other day. I don't remember. No, if you remember, what was it called? Old Town Buffet. Oh,
That
off
was
of
the place.
Quivira. Man, we were sitting there like, oh man, we all remember. And it's just like now it's gone.
Now it's,
Obviously,
now it's a bunch of
apartments.
apartments.
Yeah, luxury
now.
apartments.
You,
And
you had a cousin who worked there, and that's how we got like discounts at or something.
Yeah, we-
Dylan's
yeah.
used to be there.
Yeah.
It was a grocery store right there.
Dylan-
had some
yeah.
good Chinese food, which is crazy.
Inside the
Yeah,
Dillons?
inside the Dillons, they had Chinese food. It was like a little, you know how
Yeah, kinda
Hy-Vee
like
has it.
Hy-Vee does.
Yeah,
I
it was
like that
fire.
pizza street, but that pizza street went under.
That Peach Street was gone. Man, it's crazy. That whole
Yeah,
area
It's
now,
just like
though.
what is it? Trampoline park.
No, that's down
That's
the road.
further
Oh, is
down.
that further
Sky
down?
Zone.
That's further-
Or what's that? Sky
Yeah,
Zone?
that's still that's a
Yeah,
part of
that's
like
right
that old
here.
antique
Yeah,
mall. Yeah, it's
Which
still,
is
it's
dead.
still
Further
there.
south.
It ain't never nobody in Sky Zone.
It's kind of. I mean,
It's not.
It is
It's not
not
doing.
Yeah, it did. It was
But
at
you
the
know
time.
what's still kicking is Fazoli's.
Oh, we love Fazoli.
I'm still
it's
trying to
super
figure out.
salty, but
super salty. Yes, they're oh my god.
You don't do Fazoli's?
I haven't eaten Fazoli's in, man, my oldest daughter is 14, so probably 16 years.
Oh, right.
And so every time I drive past it, because obviously I go to the hair store right there in the parking lot, and I'm like, how is this place still open, man? I never see cars there. You're a reason?
you frequent
Yes.
it? Oh, there
It's
we
a
go.
tradition for the North Band. We have
That's disgusting.
about a week, like a couple weeks before school starts to get early marching band practice in. And on the final day,
eat at
everyone goes
Fazoli's.
there for lunch.
You get.
Do they still got breadsticks?
They still got bread.
That is
It's a competition
super
between
salty
the.
breadsticks.
But they got real.
Do they walk around
Yeah, I
still?
know,
They
right?
say, "Hey,
Fucking good,
breadsticks. You need breadsticks." They walk around. I remember.
No, they stopped doing
They
that.
stopped doing that. Oh
No.
man,
Dang.
it was like
inflation.
That is crazy.
I think COVID messed it all
Yeah,
up.
the entire marching band
Oh, my
would go there.
it used to be.
All on one
It
day.
used to be delicious. I'll give them that. It used to be like because we used to go there like every Sunday or something after church. Now we're an Olive Garden family.
I remember going as a kid, but like I said, as I got older, I'm like, man, we just steered away from it. I remember the breadsticks. I remember at the time, as a kid, you was like, "Ooh, these
Kinda
they
wet.
were salty. They were very salty,
Yeah.
but they were
Just
good."
like
So
Olive
I was
Garden.
like, "Yep."
They're
Very
salty,
quickly,
too.
do you remember I don't even know if they're still around, the pizza buffets?
Yeah.
Where it'd just be like 10 different kinds of pizzas, a couple dessert pizzas, like Pizza
Cece's.
Street, shit like that.
Well, it's like the Shawnee or the
but
not
the
Shawnee,
buffets, though, Cece's wasn't a buffet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Cece's
buffet.
was a buffet.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean
it
there
was.
are different the Cece's, the Pizza
What
Street.
But they
Terrible
upgraded a
food to
couple
just,
times.
like-
CC's came up a little bit for a while.
They changed the logo
And
in
yeah,
there.
and then they was like, "All right, man,
You
we
know
gotta
where they
figure
screwed
something
up?
out."
They got rid of the brownies. They got rid of those uncooked brownies. Those are so good.
Oh, I thought you were talking about their employees.
Uncooked brownies?
Yeah, they were slightly undercooked because they were soft, but you could just kind of taste like, all right, these are not fully done, but they were just.
That's
like
how
the
Subway
perfect-
cookies are.
Oh,
They
yeah,
know what they're
Subway's
doing
pretty
at
solid.
Subway cookies for sure.
Dang, I haven't been in the Subway in a long time. I'm all about Mr.
Hey,
Good
they
Sense.
sell the Subway sauce now.
So-
You don't like
Yeah,
Good Sense?
Oh no!
Subway,
Oh,
Subway,
No, Mr.
Oh,
Jimmy
Good
John's.
Sense.
Subway or
You
Jimmy
might, that
John's.
mic, the bread as hard as that microphone.
No,
that ain't
Which
it.
one, wait, which one are you going to?
yeah, that's a good
Hey,
question.
been to-
That's a good question.
I'm saying like this. The last time I've been there, I might have chipped my tooth. It's been that long. I don't know. The bread was a little hard. Mr. Good Sense, nah.
So my opinion on Adidas, they're the same way with Good Sense.
Okay.
That's true. They live and die by Good Sense.
I literally had that for lunch. I was literally there for lunch today. I was there at lunch.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like Good Sense. Then
What'd you tell me? Like, give me the standard dressing or some shit. We told it to the lady, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Okay, so
What?
what
Good
would be in
Sense?
second place? If
Then
Good
what-
Sense
which
is
one you
number
go
one,
to?
what would be a number two? What is
I like
even-
Jimmy John's. I'm a real big Jimmy John's
Jimmy
guy.
John's is great.
Jimmy John's.
You don't like Jimmy John's?
No.
Oh,
I
the
would at
bread
least
of
went with
Jimmy John's
Firehouse.
by itself.
Okay, I was gonna say Firehouse.
Firehouse.
That's
That's
good.
fire.
It's good for warm ones. Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Or warm, yeah, good warm sandwich.
I've heard
yes.
Jersey Mike's isn't bad.
Jersey Mike's got a Philly cheesesteak right now. If they're watching this, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Right there. That Philly
Shout out to
cheesesteak
Jersey
is-
Mike's.
Shout out to and that Philly
Shout
cheesesteak.
shout out Danny DeVito.
I know, right? And there's what I know. There's one off of Flum, I think.
Yeah, there is.
It was the old Varsity Sports, right? That mattress
Varsity
store, and
Sports.
I think, and then there's one on Metcalf, I believe.
Man.
And I still haven't been there.
Varsity Sports. I don't remember being Varsity Sports.
Was it
Subway's up there.
Varsity's?
I'm gonna say it. Subway's up there.
Yeah.
Subway is up there.
Just
See,
consistent
here's the
quality. It's not amazing, but
No,
like you know
but
what you're getting, and you got all
the
the
thing
options.
about Subway is
After Jared,
Oh, get the fuck out of
So are you a cold cut guy though, or do you like warm sandwiches?
I like cold cut. I like a
But
cold cut.
I like to see him freshly cut the slices of
If
ham.
that's it, have you had M&M Market
No,
over in Missouri?
Eminem.
No.
Market.
M&M Market.
where they located?
Put them on. Put
Is it
them on.
deli?
Man, it's a deli. Yes.
Okay.
So you have to Google it
Sound
because
like a candy
I'd be
store.
lying if I give you the right address.
Oh, okay,
But
so
when I tell you
whereabout?
it is fire.
Okay.
It's fire. They put me on. I worked at a barbershop called Rick's, and one day they was like, "Man, you want a sub? You want a sub from this place?" I was like, "Man, where y'all going?" And they said M&M Baker. I'm like, "Man, all right, that's cool." They said, "Get the." I want to say it's called the CEO. That was the name of the sandwich. They came in. This sandwich was like
Thick.
that. I'm like, "Man, what is this?" But the bread, it was fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
31st Street, sound right?
Yep.
All right, yeah. M&M Bakery and
Yep.
Delicatessen.
Yeah. Fire.
All right, we'll
I'm
have to
sorry,
check it
what?
out.
And what?
Delicatessen.
What does that mean?
It's
They
fire.
sell
in the street.
delicacies.
Delicate. I've never heard that word.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I was,
Oh, Bay
I was
Boys.
getting ready to.
What is it
Get
called?
ready to.
Bay
So-
Boys.
Bay Boys sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah, it's up off Holly Street down. It is west of the plaza.
Okay.
So before you go into the plaza, it's up on
Yeah,
the hill
off of
Holly Street. Bay Boy sandwiches.
What's that road?
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're really good.
Boulevard.
Okay. They have the bread. It's a like a sourdough bread.
Okay.
And
San
Julian
Francisco
Garcia,
style.
it's San Francisco style. Julian Garcia, who owns it,
super good.
from San Francisco, brought it here to town. Now he has his own.
super
They
good.
got an amazing Cuban. Oh,
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right, I'll
Yeah, we'll
check
have
that
to
out.
share
Yeah,
Definitely.
What's
information.
up? Yeah.
Really
So
good.
yeah, shout out to Bay Boy Sandwiches. Yeah. So once in a while they do a pop up. They've done actually a pop up here on the right off of Neiman and Johnson Drive. You know,
Okay.
they do the Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday.
the little moonlight market.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I
okay,
remember
okay.
seeing them there last year. They did
Okay.
that.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I'm
Bay
gonna
Boy
check that out.
Sandwiches.
All right, Bay Boys. All right.
Yeah, well, yeah,
good.
you check that out, and we'll check up M&M's.
Oh, for sure.
M&M's Bakery. Or
M&M Bakery. Yeah.
M&M Bakery.
Fire.
I say M&M.
That's a new. That's a great word. Delicatessens.
What would you say is your favorite memory of the old hood? I mean, you brought up somewhere you guys used to play kickball.
That's probably it. The kickball
Yeah.
games, and they were intense.
So-
So I ain't talking 4 or 5 people. Maybe 40 of us outside playing kickball.
See,
My
and that's-
Grandma,
That's dope, and that's the
she
kind of
was-
stuff that needs to come back.
man, we made base like I still remember to this day the first base was this water gutter on my grandma's house.
Okay.
And the second base is in the middle of the field somewhere. Third base is at this fence gate.
Like
post.
these distances were not
yeah,
equal.
and not at all. It was not measured out. But when I'm telling you, we were deep. Like
Yeah.
it was a real you thought it was a Friday night varsity football game, and we're all over there just playing kickball. I mean, and that's how it was, and it was just like, yeah, that was fun.
It was one of those where you got playing to the night hours. Right?
Yeah, it was. Oh my goodness!
Turn
And
on the porch
Everybody was
lights,
real
the street
picky on
light.
their bounces. My grandma in particular, she did not play.
Grandma played too?
Grandma was out there playing, running bases and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the memories of that is like it's crazy. So to watch her now, you know what I'm saying. My grandma's older now, so
Yeah.
she moving around a little slow. But you know, to look back at that time, man, she'd get up there, slow baby bouncy, and if you didn't roll it right, she'd pick it up and throw it back at you. You'd be like, roll it again. I was like, man, this is crazy.
That's my favorite line when it comes to kickball. It's like they roll it and you stop it and you go bounce it like this and you throw it back
Yeah,
the exact
yeah.
same way
You roll
that
it
it just
back-
came at you.
You roll it back to the pitcher exactly the way you wanted.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
Depending on
this.
who you're
That was
playing
some
with,
good
you had a
times.
certain amount of wasted pitches.
Yeah.
If you did 3, then you're out. Just
But
move
my
the fuck
grandma was
on,
never
dude.
out. Even if she was out, she was never out.
No.
Yeah.
no,
No, you
House
get her with the
rules.
ball.
House
No,
rules.
I'm not out.
House rules.
That was her. That was her.
rules, there you
Yeah.
go.
If I'm out, you're sleeping outside.
That's funny.
Man.
What were you the fourth person in line, the heavy kicker, or what?
Man, at the
You had
time,
the heavy
actually,
foot? Because you know every time somebody came up, everybody had to back up.
everybody backed up. Yep.
Yeah, everybody back up.
Yeah, I could kick.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I could kick, man.
It depends on the ball too, because
So-
depending on the type of ball that you use
ain't
to
lying
kick.
about that.
Because if it's
So,
too bouncy and you're hard kicker, it's just going straight
Straight
up,
up,
and
yeah.
you're like,
So on our street where we grew up, that was the spot because we didn't play kickball much at the playground because there's a playground on the other side from our street, but we would play kickball there, and I was the one with the famous kickball because it was a volleyball.
a lot of
It
bounce
was a
in there. You
volleyball,
could get a
yeah.
good-
So you'd kick
good
the shit out. You'd kick it so hard that it would like float, do
there.
this weird
And you're over
float.
there, oh.
But the one thing we were afraid of is every time we'd kick the ball, we'd always try to avoid this house up on the hill because we wouldn't get it back.
We wouldn't. Oh man.
And then there goes mom. I'd have to go get mom to go up the hill to get the ball back. And this lady wouldn't give us a ball back because she said we were trying to break her windows. And again,
Yeah.
she was way up on the hill. But
See now,
It
funny
was
to
a-
look at the memory. So going back to when we lived off of Ann,
Yeah.
it's a Croatian neighborhood. These Croatian people were mean. I'm
Right.
telling you, they were not to be played with. But I'm telling you, we had a ball, went over the fence. This lady came out there and stabbed the ball. Yeah, with the air out that mug. I was like, oh, she's crazy.
And then she points it at
Yeah,
you.
for sure. She was not playing no games, but yeah.
so that was a warning to do not.
No, you
end up
don't.
in-
Yeah,
in
we
my
already
yard,
knew. If
'cause
something
we'll-
ended up
I'll
over there,
stab you too.
yeah, we ain't getting that back. So it was just like, all right, that's cool, man.
That's
Yeah, we played kickball with you guys at the school at Blue Jacket. Remember we would do that?
yeah,
We
because
go
it
to
had
Blue
the
Jacket
bases.
for fun.
You ever notice that playground is like kind of bold? Like it's kind of got a poor runoff system.
Yeah.
Like it's downhill. It is not really that well maintained.
Now,
or
where's
something
this
over
at?
the years. Right
Blue
up the
Jacket,
street,
Flint?
Blue Jacket, Flint.
Okay.
Up the street.
It's on the other side of, what is that, Neiman?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
See now, before I let's see, they brought the new stadium in. I graduated from Shimerson North. They brought the new stadium in my junior year. Prior to that, North had a grass field,
Yeah, huh?
and it had a mountain in
the middle?
50. Oh my goodness,
Where they had to keep replacing it because that's where, yeah.
it was huge. That was a big point in the middle of the field, the 50-yard line.
there at North before
Yep.
they put.
I remember
But
my freshman year going down. I'm like, man, look at that hill in the middle of the field.
But
Like,
but they did that on purpose though for the
flooding,
water the water.
Man, but
to run off.
at freshman in high school, I'm looking at the field like, man, it ain't supposed to look like that. But yeah, that was that
you
was a
look
big
across
deal.
the field and you can only see the other teams just their helmets.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
When was the last time you were up there? Because a lot of stuff has changed. Like, you seen the new weight room?
The weight room is fire.
Right.
So my daughter actually got a freshman that goes to
okay.
North now. So I was just up there a couple weeks ago, which was weird. Ran across a lot of teachers that, you know what I'm saying, were my teachers. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, Fred, you got a kid up here now? I'm like, yeah, yes, I do. This is crazy.
They, I think the Kansas City Chiefs just did a commercial low-key in the new weight room. I swear to God.
they really?
Yeah, that's what Mario was telling me.
The Chiefs were
Either or, it's the same people. I mean,
He's the team.
yeah, he's the
State
team.
Farm, yeah.
He's the team.
Either or, just because it's so nice that that they were up there. So
That's cool.
Oh, sure
The
we
weight
will.
room is nice. It's
So
real
it's
nice.
so cool.
I wish we had something like that when I was in North.
I know, right?
sure.
So okay, so
That
speaking
old
of
weight room had no ventilation.
None
It's
at
hot
all.
down
It was just
there.
the old one, right?
right there next to the
Of
pool.
sweat.
Right,
Yeah,
right
oh
next
my-
to the pool.
Yeah.
All that
And
heat
all the
from the pool was going
humidity.
in.
Yeah.
But it was a good thing though, right? I mean, keep
No,
you
it
guys
smelled like Axe. See, at the time, everybody wore Axe. So the whole weight room just smelled like Axe the whole time. Yeah.
I really thought you said ass. You say it smelled like ass. I'm like, damn, ass. Yeah,
Axe,
A
yeah.
everybody
little
went.
bit of both. A little bit of both.
Ooh, that's funny. So speaking of, what year did you graduate from North?
2008.
8. Zay, what are you?
2011.
11. Okay, 8, 19.
Wow.
So, okay. And then Mark, you were 17.
17.
Right? Yeah, say yeah.
Fucking child.
Okay.
17.
Well, Chris was
And
22.
Chris was
22.
oh yeah, 20.
The 100th year. The 100th year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
Forgot about that.
That's
Didn't
crazy.
do anything special for it.
I
Nothing.
know,
That's
it's
what
wild. They did. I was like,
should
there's no
have.
fireworks. There's nothing.
With whose money?
Very good point there.
You know what?
All we did was get rid of everything that made it North.
This was
Yeah.
this
Yep.
is when Dr.
Phil should have stepped
Yeah,
in.
he
I
did.
know, that son of a bitch.
Right.
He
Dr.
hates
Phil.
the
But
school.
from what I
He
understand,
doesn't-
he hated
Now I want
it.
to say it was either my junior or senior year. They tried to get him to come speak
Oh,
at
really?
football. He wanted like $1 million. I'm
What a,
like, what the hell? Why would we listen to you?
Hey, that was probably when he was at his peak, though.
He would now.
You know,
he was very popular at the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and it was funny. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you, Oprah.
like,
Right? Hey, Oprah
But-
put him on the map.
I
at
know.
the time, I mean, even when they were like, "Oh, Dr. Phil," we were like, "Man,
No,
no,
we
wants
just-
to listen to
I
Dr.
know.
Phil before a football game. Like, we cool.
I guess you're right.
We cool
If
on that.
that's the biggest go-to,
Yeah.
then we're kind of fucked.
yeah, we
If
don't
our
know.
biggest go-to
Yeah.
person
No,
is somebody
the-
that
the
doesn't
other-
claim it,
The other one, the other go-to would be Aaron Sawyer. What do you think?
Hey,
Coach Sawyer, yeah, he was just putting the
that
Hall
was
of
the best
Fame
player.
here.
Yeah, that was the best player on our team.
He's a D2
Yeah.
he's a D2 national champion. So.
That
Yeah,
he
that's
is.
So.
That he is.
Yeah. So, man, I'm sure maybe one day he'll go up there and speak and scare a lot of kids. Just rip the shit off. But during high school, did you play any instruments?
Negative.
No.
No instruments.
You were all about sports.
all about the sports. I tried to wrestle. I was over the state weight limit. So they had me, man, my football coach was like, "Hey, Fred, we want you to go wrestle, work on your hands and stuff." I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, that's cool." Went out there. It was a kid named Ryan Kincaid. I'll never forget that he was their superstar heavyweight at the time. And they let me spar against him in practice one day. And now, the technique-wise, I wasn't good at that.
Okay.
I was real strong.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, you know what I'm saying? I got to certain points. I'm like, man, I'm about to pick this dude up. Boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
I slammed Ryan. Coach came over. He's like, no, we done with this. I was like, man, come on, baby. Let me get some more. No. After that, they told me I'd never get
Let me beat him up some more.
Man, I'd never get a match or anything. They said the only way I'd get a match if they had an exhibition, another kid at another school that was
Or
on
a
the
whoa,
board.
whoa, a teacher?
What was his name?
Ryan Kincaid.
Ryan Kincaid. I think I know him.
He was their big man, obviously. That was their heavyweight kid.
I think I know him. Like, I think he was when I was lifeguarding like years ago. I think he was one of my had people apart. Oh my God, was he white dude? Or
Yep, white dude. Yep.
kind of
Kinda stocky. Yeah.
Holy shit, I think
Yep.
that's him.
Yep.
I think that's him because now that you're saying that
He
is-
was by far the biggest kid underneath me. I mean, but
If
at
I look,
the time,
I gotta look
if I'm
now,
not
'cause
mistaken,
I
the
think
weight limit
I
was
knew
like
him.
275 in the state of Kansas, And I mean, I was in high school like 314.
Okay.
So they were just like, nah, you know, and they were trying to, oh, you want to drop this and wear all these suits? I'm like, oh, I'm cool on that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing all that. I'm watching all these other kids pull trash bags off. So I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. So
They cut water and shit like that.
yeah, I was just like, nah, that was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but now, obviously, looking back on it now, I wish I maybe would have started earlier. But I didn't jump into wrestling until I want to say it was my junior year. But I mean, it was cool though.
What other sports?
Man, I threw shot put,
Okay, you did
discus, and then played football.
Yeah.
And that was it.
You all 4 years?
All 4 years.
Nice.
I started varsity my sophomore year.
Did you?
That was a scary moment in my life, for sure.
What was scary?
Well, so freshman year you couldn't move up, and at the time Sam Brown was there. He was the head coach.
Oh, yeah.
He left my after the end of my freshman year, and Ryan Majors came in my sophomore year. And honestly, I was working out with the sophomores and everything. We had a good sophomore class too, and I'll never forget. I'm in the locker room getting dressed for a sophomore game. This is on like a Wednesday. Sophomores played on like a Wednesday. I'm getting dressed. Coach Majors came in here. Freddie, what you doing? I was like, well, I'm getting dressed for the game. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Nah, you got practice. I'm like, dang, man. So now I'm thinking I have to play JV. I'm not even thinking about varsity. That's not even in my sights. And the lineman coach at the time, his name was Nick McGrain. Me and him were real close. And he always was like, Freddie, come in here. And he kept giving me reps. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Obviously, I go in there and do my thing. And we get up to the field or whatever. I'm practicing. I'm mad because I'm looking at the sophomore game like, dang, all my homies is over there. I don't know nobody over here. I'm the only sophomore that's suiting up right now practicing. And I remember the first game we played Lawrence Free State. So we had to make that drive. Now, at the time, making a Lawrence trip on a school bus,
far.
boy, that was a drive.
That was
that was a drive.
long.
So we
Felt
driving
like
or whatever. Again, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Coach Majors come back there and sit next to me. He's like, you ready? I was like, man, ready for what?
What's going on?
Hey, man, you starting left guard tonight, defensive tackle? I'm like, what? Me? I was like, oh, this is crazy. I threw up in the trash can.
Did you?
I got off the bus and I threw up in the
I
trash
thought
can.
you in the bus. You did give you the trash can.
No, I got off the bus and it was crazy. I mean, at the time, I had never been in this position. So
they waited until
the day of. I didn't know the day before. This was Wednesday that he told me to come up there and practice with the varsity.
Yeah.
Thursday, I'm still just practicing.
This was like the first game of the season, was it?
First game of the season. We're driving. He came and sat next to me. I'll never forget a white shirt on and a red tie. I'll never forget he sat down next to me. Hair looks extra wet. I'm like, man, what is going on? And he's like, you ready? I was like, yeah. And when he told me that Bryce Burrows was the quarterback at the time, and I was sitting there.
Good name.
Bryce came over there and was like, Fred, you cool? I was like, I'm telling you like this, but hey, the first play went out the way.
You got my blind side.
We ran a screen the very first play. I got that first. I was like, oh, it's on now.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with the lights, man, for real. Yeah, I fell in love with the lights, man. So it was on.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. Was there ever a moment where you met up with somebody bigger than you? A DE coming in?
Yeah. Honestly, man,
No. That's dope.
No.
You remember the other real shitty place when you had to go to Leavenworth?
Oh, it was horrible. I'm going to tell you it was bad,
swamp.
though.
Yeah,
we
was
lost
weird.
to Leavenworth my senior year, and that's how I knew it was going to be a bad year. Leavenworth hadn't won a game in a long time. Very, very first game of the season, my senior year, we lost to Leavenworth. I said, it's over. It's over. It is over.
Did you guys play Leavenworth?
Yeah, they
Why do I remember that?
fluctuated. They fluctuated over the years that I was there. Like, they were really good. Like, when I started, like, they had these two deaf twin brothers that were just freaks of nature. It was weird.
They were both deaf?
They were both deaf, yeah.
That is crazy.
But they were both twins, and they were both huge linebackers, but they're deaf. It was weird.
That is crazy. Now, Shawnee Mission West was real good. Now that you think about it, R.J. Pfeiffer, I'll never forget. Yep, he was the D tackle at West. He was good. He was good. He gave me a run for my money for sure. Yeah.
Any of these guys go pro?
Yeah.
Only one that I know of, Christian Ballard, went. He left. He played at Free State, left and went and played at Iowa. And I know he got drafted by somebody or made the practice squad. But other than that, nah.
Yeah.
Nobody that I can think of that just, went out there and just blew up.
Like Marcos.
We got
played
one,
against
yeah.
Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah
Okay.
Simmons.
Yep.
Former Cardinal, now Giant.
Yeah.
Fire.
Ooh, we'll be seeing him.
Oh, yeah. Well, they get their ass, but yeah. Yeah, no, so that was crazy. So that's kind of cool because we always get to look back and say, hey, I'll tackle that guy.
Now I will say, when I was in college, that was interesting. I played football at Coffeyville.
Yeah.
And I never forget, we played Fort Scott, and we played against Jason Pierre-Paul. Obviously, at the time, you know, we didn't know who that was.
Right,
so
yeah.
to look back on it now, I'm like, damn, I played against him, and he was the real deal.
He
I
played
think
for
maybe
Fort Scott.
probably
He
a
played for
year or
Fort Scott,
two later,
yep.
Cam Newton played there for
Yep.
season 2.
Well,
At Fort Scott?
Cam played at Blinn in Texas. Fort Scott played Blinn in a national title game down in Pitt. Cam was huge.
Oh, I bet.
That is a big dude. But yeah,
What is he,
Jason
like
Pierre-Paul
6'8"?
was. Jason Pierre-Paul was. That was a different breed of man.
I
I'll tell you
bet.
like
Who'd he
this.
play
I'll never
for?
forget. He played for Fort Scott.
And then on to in the league.
And I don't know where he went after Fort Scott. I'm telling you like this. They carted him away in that game on a stretcher.
Damn.
I cannot make this up. Carted him away on a stretcher. We was like, damn, like that's crazy. Put him in the ambulance. Ambulance was driving. Well, we seen the lights. Door opens up. He gets off the stretcher, runs and jumps over the fence, gets back in the game. I said, wow.
What is this? This was for this TV.
Bro, this was real. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, we was like, yeah.
That's the same guy
Yeah,
that
yep.
kept playing in the NFL
Yeah, after
with
he blew his hand off.
3
Yeah.
fingers. Yeah.
He was a real deal.
Oh, that's
He was a big topic during our
Wow, that's. Have you ever
circle?
You ever
Oh,
seen
man.
that? You ever watch like Key and Peele when that was on? Like
Yeah.
those two guys when they did the one with the soccer match where like he takes a flagrant like a foul, but like because they overdo it, he dies and he comes back down from heaven just to jump right back in the game. That's, there had to be cameras somewhere watching this. 'cause
Man, I'm
just
telling you, I will never forget that.
you just watch the ambulance pull over and he just jumps out.
You
That's-
seen the lights hit? And we like, man, ain't no way. Man, that door swung open and the way he jumped over the fence, I'm like, bro, they just put you on a stretcher.
Because I thought you were dead.
Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, that was next level stuff right there. Yeah.
That's intimidation.
That's a
yeah, I was the
crazy-
other team. I'd be like, oh shit,
That was the real deal.
what'd they do to him in there?
Yeah, that was it. So
He proved it. He proved it.
he proved it. Yeah,
Once he got to the
see
league.
why
Ever
he's
told
in the
that
league.
story?
That's for sure.
I need to know if he's ever told that story now.
But it was
'cause-
cool. I mean, to play JUCO ball,
gotta
I
be
will
out there.
say this though. Like, I mean, I went to Coffeyville with a lot of guys that ended up in the league. My left tackle at the time, James Carpenter, he got picked up first round by the Seattle Seahawks.
Damn.
Sylvester Williams, he got picked up first round by the Denver Broncos. They both won a Super Bowl. James won a Super Bowl with Seattle.
Super
and,
Bowl 50 and
Yep.
Super Bowl.
And the Broncos won. Sylvester Williams was starting D tackle for them. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Brandon Mosley, Quentin Patton. I went to school with a lot of cats that ended up going to the league coming out of Coffeyville. But at the time, community college ball, they had a 12-man out-of-state roster limit. You could only use 12. Now it's unlimited. So I can only imagine the talent that they got flowing through there now. You know,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
at the time, like I said, it was 2009, 2008. I mean, it was unbelievable. Coming out, you know, I'm coming from Shawnee Mission
Right.
to go down there and you run across these D tackles that are 6'7", 6'8", and they're moving. You're like, bro, where are y'all from?
Do you think
You
it
know
was,
what I'm saying?
Do you think it was the coaches down there that brought people, or just the program in general?
Just
was
the
a good
program.
farm?
I mean, the Jayhawk Conference was between Butler, you know, Coffeyville, Dodge City, Fort Scott, Independence, like that. It was crazy.
Just a good farm system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
Coffee,
crazy.
because Coffeyville was really popular when I was in high school. A lot of the friends who all played football, that was like the school that everybody wanted to go to.
You could have went pro.
I could have went pro. I didn't have to.
Which one is it? Oh,
Damn, I wish I was.
nope, that wrong one. Wrong one. Damn it. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Anyway, yeah, yeah, I could have made money too, right? If I would have went pro. I don't know. Somebody moved my. I think I could have
No.
went pro. I think I could. In any sport, that's what I say. But yeah, coffee was just really popular. That's crazy, and it's today. I'm sure today they still.
Now, I haven't been to Coffeyville in some years.
Yeah.
In some years, but I mean, like I said, at a point in time, they were. Yeah, it was a
That was
dominant
the school.
program for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Did you have any friends when you were in school, like any of those football players? Because Wyandotte was pretty good. Because she went to Wyandotte. They were.
What? The Bulldogs?
Yeah.
What? That's where my parents graduated from.
Oh yeah.
Yep. My parents graduated from Wyandotte. A lot of my family, yeah. My mom came out in 90. Dad came out in 89.
Your mom was there in 90?
They probably
yeah.
knew each
we
other.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. Yep. The Dantzlers.
Okay.
Yep.
What's your mom's first name?
My mom's last name, maiden name was Fodovich. Her name was Kelly. She was probably the only white lady at Wyandotte at the time. I'm telling you like this. She pulled out her class picture.
Yeah.
And they took this picture in the bleachers. And I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, oh, there you go right there.
You didn't say, hold on, there's a blank
That was
spot.
me on the basketball.
No, okay.
I was the only one.
Okay, yeah. I'm telling you, I pointed my mom out real quick, for sure.
The Dantzlers.
Yeah.
Hold
funny.
me closer,
Um,
tiny
So your dad was from there, too?
Yeah, yeah, Philip, yeah, but it was a lot of them. Carl, it was a lot. The Dantzlers, yeah.
Man.
But you said he graduated from Wyandotte in '89.
Yep.
Your dad?
Yep.
You don't recall it? Yeah.
Maybe he would have came out. No, I'll take that back. He might came out in 90. My mom came out in... No.
Either or.
He
I
came
feel
out
like
in
you,
89.
you,
My
would've- you might have
mom had
passed
me
him.
when she was 17,
would've-
so that was not... Yeah, 90. Yep.
You would have passed him.
Yep.
You would have passed
Yeah.
him. You ever go back? Like your parents ever go back to like the tours that they do?
No, it's funny. My mom and dad have not been to Wyandotte in a while. I actually went last school year. I did a career day down in Wyandotte High School, and that was pretty cool. I've done a lot of career days at a lot of schools around here, and that's always nice
That's
to
cool.
walk into some of these schools and get to talk to the kids. Yeah, it's
Well,
fun.
yeah. Let's go ahead and get into that. So your current job now, you're a business owner,
Yes, sir.
and you own officially Chopped Barbershop.
Yes, sir.
How long have you had that shop?
This location, I've been there for a year, but total 5 years. I've had the shop for 5 years.
5 years.
In October, it'll be 5 years.
COVID. We're talking
Ooh.
before.
It was. I'm telling you like this. I opened the first shop October of 2019.
Okay.
This was prior to COVID hitting, before it really hit.
Right.
We kind of heard about it a little bit. You know, obviously people were talking about it, but what's that? 2020, January 2020. It was on full throttle, and we end up shutting the shop down. March of 2020. They shut everything down. So you weren't an essential worker, you know, you couldn't work. So we shut the shop down. We were down March, April, May, June. I think we came back at the end of June.
Dang.
I opened the shop back up. That was tough.
Oh, I
That
bet.
was real tough. I mean, at the time, honestly, I didn't even know we were going to get to open back up.
Really?
I mean, the town was weird and people were weird at the time. They were scared. Obviously, I think everybody was scared at that time.
Yeah, we didn't
honestly.
know what to expect.
You turn on the TV every day, it was death numbers in the corner. So you like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
So I was still cutting hair at the basement, you know, just
Yeah.
have doing what I do. I cut a lot of police officers and stuff. And they like,
Yeah.
hey, we still need haircuts. So
Right.
I'm like, pull up, come on. You know what I'm saying? But it was tough, you know what I mean? But going through COVID and actually came back, opened the shop back up. And like I said, June, we were there for maybe a week and a half. Guy walks in, was like, hey, Fred here? I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Gives me a piece of paper. I got served a 30-day notice to get out the building. I mean, we literally had just opened the shop back up, but the landlord was like, hey, we want to go a different direction. So I had 30 days to get up out of there. Yeah.
Sheesh.
He didn't even tell you he had somebody serve you?
Yeah, had somebody serve me. But he was so smooth though. He was smooth.
They're
He
good at
came
their
there
job.
friendly.
They're good at their
He-
job.
He
Customer
did
service
exactly what he was
type role,
supposed to
so-
do. Hey man, it's
Yeah.
Fred here. Like I'm like, hey, that's me. Like
Yeah.
proudly took the paper. I was like, thanks, man. He's like, all right, man, have a good day. I'm like, all
Well,
right.
I mean, at least he didn't give it to you after he got his haircut or a
very good
nice
point.
lineup, right? He'd stand up and say, "Oh yeah, here, this
here's
is
your money.
yours."
Here, oh, here's your tip.
yeah,
And hand your,
you're out of here.
Damn.
So how long had you been cutting hair before that?
Whew, since I was, man, 14, 15. So it was some years.
Okay, so then in between that time of you saying you're cutting hair this young and then you going back to the barber school, when was that?
So say that one more time.
When was the barber school? When did you decide to actually
Go. So man, that's crazy. So now we got to go back in time, man. I left college. I went to play to Coffeyville 2000. I graduated in 08. Went down to college, played my freshman year, made the team. Shout out to Coffeyville, man. My sophomore year, ended up tearing my ACL. I had to come home and have another knee surgery, and I was kind of like, all right, I'm done with this.
Another.
Yeah, I tore it when I was at North.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so it was
Both
the second
same knee or
same
all-
knee.
Football.
Yeah, football. Yeah.
Dang.
I think I
So-
see the scar.
Yeah, man, it wasn't no joke. It's funny, at the time, during that time, ACL surgery, they were like career ending. You know what I'm saying? At that time, people were like, oh man, you have that, it's over with. But I kept playing. But anyways, I came home from college and man, I worked a lot of temp jobs. And I probably worked at every company in Kansas City from 2010 for a long time, I was just bouncing around. My dad finally called me. He's like, "Hey, man, you got to do something with your life." I'm like, "All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got to come work at the General Motors plant with me." And so I was like, "Damn, all right, that's cool." So I ended up getting down at General Motors. I worked there for 7 years, and then at the time I was there, honestly, like the manufacturing thing just was not for me. And the whole time I was cutting hair, but I never looked at barbering as like a career of mine. I never told myself that I was going to be a barber. There was no point in time. Like, it was a side hustle thing. I like networking with people. I like cutting hair, but I never seen the career side of it. And honestly, just clocking in every day, I was just like, man, this ain't it. And finally, all my friends were like, man, you need to go to barber school. I'm like, man, I need to do something because, you know, this ain't it. And so I ended up hopping in barber school. That would have been 2000. I graduated in 2018, so like 16. And barber school was only supposed to be about a 9-month program. It took me 2 years to finish barber school because I was working full time. I got kids. I got suspended from barber school, which I didn't even know that could happen.
I'm afraid to ask how.
You guys got in a fight with somebody?
Man, I got into it
you-
with one of the instructors.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
man,
it was.
Yeah, we was about to have a little scuffle, man, and so he was talking some stuff at the time, and I kind of was like, hey, man, we can slide outside and handle that real quick, and they didn't like that, at the time, and so I left and came ready to come back the next day. One of my other instructors called me, hey, Fred, what you doing? I was like, hey, I'm about to come to school. What's up? Nah, man, you can't come back, man. You suspended. I was like, how long? I'm like, suspended from barber school? Like, what is going on?
How long was the suspension?
Like, man, it was till I apologized. And so
How long was the apology?
That could be
It was
long.
3 months.
No.
No.
So that's why it took so long.
No, we good now. Me and the guy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names, but he knows.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like, we, you know what I'm saying? It's all love. It's all love. But
No, go ahead, say it then. We'll beep it out.
But they end up calling me and saying, "Hey, man, we need to come back to school and get you through." So once I graduated barber school, I kind of had to make a choice whether I want to do this barbering thing or keep working at GM. Reminds you, I've been at GM for 7 years now, so it was hard. I mean, because honestly, now at this point, I got 3 kids at home. It's a safety net, you getting that guaranteed check every Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, it was rough, but the more that I sat in there, and I had some haters in the plant, you know what I'm saying, just saying, oh man, if you leave, you ain't never gonna make it, and da. But some of them, I mean, they were harsh, you know what I mean. But at the time, honestly, when I officially got hired, I was a temp for 3 years down at General Motors.
Damn.
When I officially got hired, man, we threw like a party at the crib, man. Like, all my family was excited because getting on at General Motors
That's a
was
union
like,
job.
yeah, that's a union job. So they like, man, so not graduating college, making that kind of money, you know what I'm saying, getting paid every week, the benefits are good. Like, everybody's like, man, you made it. And I'm like, shit, hell, I don't like this.
Right.
I don't want to do this, So I kind of made that decision one day. I was like, man, I'll never forget. I walked in the plant. I asked my dad, I was like, hey, man, I think I'm going to quit. He's like, shit, I don't pay your bills. That's exactly what he was like.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
It's
Dad.
on you.
That's
It's
a good
on
point. So
you.
He goes, that's fine, but you ain't coming back here to
So
my house.
I went home. I mean, went up to HR and I asked the lady how I quit. Now the craziest thing I'll never forget, that lady was eating a chicken salad. She was sitting at this table, and I walked in. And I said, "How do I quit?" And she was like, "Excuse me." And she put her fork down. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm telling myself, like, Fred, you are tripping. Like, bro, do not
What are you
leave
doing?
this job.
What are
But
you doing?
at that time, she was like, did you fill out a letter of resignation? I was like, nah. She's like, I need something on paper. And she slid this paper on there, gave me a pen. I wrote, I quit, and signed my name. She said, give me your badge. And we were walking out. She said, so what you about to do with your life? I said, I'm going to be a barber. She said, good luck. That was the last thing she said to me.
Yeah.
I walked out the little turn gate, and at that point, I was like, it's on.
Never look back.
I never looked back. Nope. Never looked back. You end up working at a shop. I worked there for a year at Midwest Cuts. Stayed there for a year. Left there and went to Rick's barbershop right here in Shawnee. Both shops were in Shawnee.
Yeah.
Stayed there for a year, and it kind of hit a point. I mean, I'm a big community dude. I like helping people out. And we just didn't do a lot of that at the shops that I were in, unfortunately. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna try to do my own thing. You know what I mean? And and finally end up opening me a shop in 2019. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And,
Congratulations.
So
It's
I've
a
changed
little
location
journey.
3 times.
Yeah.
In the past 5 years. I mean, it's been a process for
So,
sure.
real
But the
quick,
clientele will go.
Yeah,
where
for
the
sure.
shop
did
is.
the Midwest Cuts, was that Hyman?
Hyman, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hyman used to cut my hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That dude is a monster.
Yeah.
He's a real monster
Because
for sure.
his shop, he's got a shop right there
Yep.
off of Neiman.
Yep,
Right?
over with the old Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Right
I
there.
tell you like this, man, Jaime taught me a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just as far as the mentality of just being a barber, I never forget first Saturday I actually got in the shop. I came in at like 7 o'clock in the morning thinking I'm early. And I walk in, this hair all on the floor. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
There's a line out the door.
Yeah, I'm like, man, what is going on? I'm like, Jaime, what time did you get here? And Jaime always cut with his hat over his eyes, man.
Right,
He
yeah.
be just looking up. I'll be like, man, this dude. He was like, man, I got here at 5:30. I'm like, 5:30 in the morning?
I used to make my appointments.
Someone gives that text. Say, hey,
Yeah.
can you get me at 5?
On Saturday mornings,
I'll
I
be
would do
there.
that with him. I'd get with him and I say, dude, what time you going in? And he goes, I'll be at work at 5. I said, all right, I'll be
He
there at
wasn't
5:15.
playing. I thought he was lying to me, honestly. He was
Yeah.
like, meet me here next Saturday at 5:30. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, all right. I show up at 6 thinking he was booked. No, he was dead ass. Yeah, and so he be in there, hair on the floor.
You do that too? You okay?
Now, yep, I open up at 6 now.
Nice.
I used to come in at 5, but I kept having some no call, no shows having, so I
Oh,
stopped
for
doing
real?
that. That's too early.
So
That's too early.
over those years, do you have a favorite and least favorite like haircut trend, like things that you saw or had to do?
Man, you know when the Mahone cut came out, man, that shit was irritating. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah.
Especially, it's always the parents that come in with these kids that have never had a haircut. They like, I want the Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, this baby is 1. We not gonna do this right now because
Right.
you turn them clippers on, kids falling out of the chair and they're
Yeah.
screaming and stuff. That ain't never fun. Nah, not at all.
Dang.
Not at all.
Do
Yep.
you have a favorite?
Favorite hair, man. That's a good
Like
one.
what's your go-to?
Man, bald heads. I like doing
Yeah.
bald heads.
So then you love my buddy Danny.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
came in for just the beard trim. and the
Beard
bald
trim.
head.
I like doing beards and
Yeah.
bald head. I think see, I'm bald though. So for me, I understand the therapeutic side of like getting cut with a razor on your head. Man, it's
Smoke.
man, it's fire. You put a hot towel on them, the lap, man, it's a whole different level of therapy right
Yeah.
there for sure. So yeah, I love it.
That's cool. Yeah. So my son Mod and I, we paid you a visit a couple weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't realize your shop went that far back until you asked me. You said, you ever
yes,
been to
sir.
the back? I'm like, no. And I was like, man, it's a nice place.
Yes, sir.
A lot of employees. I
Yes,
think it's
sir.
cool. And that day was busy for you. It was crazy. What were you doing that day? What was going on? What was the event?
So that was our 5th back to school drive.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that every year. We give out free haircuts, and now we offer braids. So I just opened a braiding studio about 3 years ago. So now I've merged both of the shops into one big shop. So it's 13 barbers in there and 3 braiders in there. I bought some extra braiders in there for that day, but that was our back to school drive. Giving out school supplies. We ended up passing out 144 backpacks of school supplies.
Nice.
And we cut 103 kids that day.
Really?
So, yeah, it was fire. We fed them lunch and stuff. It was a good time.
Now I don't
That's
know
pretty
what
cool.
the community. How am I trying to say this? In terms of, let's say, the black community, I don't know how many like locations around here they have places where you can get your hair braided. You know what I mean? Because
There's not a lot.
yeah,
Not a lot.
So that's a big help for that community. Because I mean, I don't know how many people. I don't know the necessity, like how many people need that done on a weekly basis.
Man, you'd be surprised. I mean, first, it's a lot of women that come in and get braids, but you get a lot of men that come in and still, that's a style now too. A lot of guys grow the top of their hair out, get braids, and then fade the sides. But at the time when I opened the braiding studio, like I said, about 3 years ago, it was more so just I realized the need for, especially in Johnson County, there was nobody out here braiding hair. And so I'm like, oh well, shit, like this, we can take advantage of this right now. And women are going to travel to get their hair done. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like the barbering thing. I tell my barbers now, it's like, it's deeper than just the service of cutting hair or doing braids. When somebody likes you, when these clients and you build, relationships with them, they're going to travel with you and go with you wherever wherever you end up. You know what I mean? So, once you kind of get that established and like I said, you start building real relationships with these people, man, it's going to blow up every time for sure.
Yeah. That's cool. So you really enjoy doing this barber thing, right?
Yeah, that's my thing. Honestly, it's crazy. I enjoy giving back to my community more than I do cutting hair. I just used it. It got to a point with me cutting hair that I realized I had a platform to give back to people. And so once I opened the shop up, when we opened the shop in 2019, the first event that we ever did, that was October of 19, we opened. I'm sitting at the table one day. I come from a big family, and we do get a lot of memories eating. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and I was like, man, and I take that back. This was like November of 2018, because I was at another shop, and I'm sitting there watching my family. We was eating for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, damn. There's a lot of families out here that don't get to eat like this. And I didn't say nothing to nobody because I don't want to make people feel bad, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously if you're blessed to be in a position where you ain't struggling for a meal, well, that's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I was like, it's families out here that don't get to do this, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, one day I'll be in position and I'll be able to help people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the following year I ended up opening the shop. So Thanksgiving was coming up. I called my mom. I'm like, hey, we're going to feed some families this year for Thanksgiving. And she was like, well, what you thinking? And I was like, I want to do the whole meals, though. I don't want to just give away turkeys. I was like, that shit is easy. So I was like, man, I want to do the turkeys, the sides, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, the cornbread, the eggs that they need, the butter, the milk, because there's families out here that are struggling, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you used to always having that stuff, you don't realize there's people out here that, man, it's hard for them to come up with $50 to come up with that meal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know, you know, at the time, and even now, I know I can't feed everybody, but in my mind, I'm like, shit, I'm going to try. You know what I'm saying? So that year, we ended up feeding 15 families. And it was dope, man, just to see all the people, they were appreciative of everything. And so, you know, obviously that was 2019. Fast forward to last year, we ended up feeding 217 families out of that barbershop. So, I mean, and it was a process. Cool. We went through COVID. Guys, we went through COVID, and we only fed, I think, 12 families in 2020. I mean, it was hard, but in my mind, it was just like one of the things I couldn't give up just because we had a bad year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was hard for people to donate, and we kept on rolling. Next year, it was like 27 families, then 97, then 217. And it was just like, man, that was crazy because, you know, even last year when that all happened, I remember I sent out a text message every year to get the turkeys. I cut hair for free the week prior to. The only way you can pay me, you got to bring me a bird. And so I tell all my clients, man, I'm not cutting your hair unless you bring me a turkey. And at first, people thought I was bullshit, and I was like, nah, like, you got to come in with a turkey otherwise. So if you come in and you didn't have a bird, I'd be like, hey, man, it's a Hy-Vee or a Price Chopper. Like, run to the store and grab me a turkey. You know what I'm saying?
No matter what size.
Man, I don't care what size it is. No corner chins, though. I tell them I need them big birds.
But like 12 of them.
Well, one of my clients' wives seen the text message, and she actually worked for the news company, and she hit me up and was like, hey, man, can we come do a segment on you? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And they pulled up to the shop. And what was crazy, though, was she pulled up, and I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I'm still going to be myself. And they came in and did a little interview and stuff. And we got through with that interview. The phone started ringing. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, hello. And they like, hey, is this Fred? And I'm like, yeah. Remember this lady called from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She was like, hey, we seen you on the news out here. I'm like, the news in Pitt? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Well, a couple of days later, my mom's called me in. She was like, hey, what you doing right now? I'm like, I'm cutting hair. She was like, you know you're on national news? I was like, what? Really? That's cool. Yeah, it was on MSNBC. I was like, oh, this is crazy. So, but it was cool though, man. But like at the end of the day, man, me and anybody that knows me, bro, I don't do nothing for no recognition. I ain't even what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? I got this theory, if we all do a little, nobody got to do a lot. So when we all come together, I feel like, you know, we live in a time now where the world tries to divide us so much. And we just got to bring back some love. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the race I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of families out here that's struggling. You know what I'm saying? The reality is a lot of moms and dads, you know what I'm saying? Single parent households, they struggling, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we can all come together and, you know what I'm saying, make something happen and help them out, you feel what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. At least at Officially Chopped, you know what I'm saying? I can't speak for other people, but I know what we gonna do, you know what I'm saying, to make that.
Yeah. How'd you come up with the name,
Officially Chopped? It's crazy. So when I went to originally start the shop, I wanted to call it the Chop Shop. And I actually had a guy that I was supposed to partner up with. Long story short, he ended up bagging out. He had some other things he had to take care of. So, you know, when we were gonna do this idea together, I didn't want to call it the Chop Shop because the Chop Shop was me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So okay. I was like, man, well, how I still make it a part of you and, you know, still make it me or whatever. And I was like, man, what if we do Officially Chopped? And he was like, yeah, I like that name. And so it was just like, that was cool. Well, obviously when he bagged out, I didn't want to go back to me. I'm like, man, I already kind of sat on this name. It sounded cool. And I was like, man, let's just roll with it. And so, that's what we end up doing, and and it's been booming ever since.
Congrats to you on that.
Real quick on your Thanksgiving, is there is there ways that people can still give to it? Like, you want to give a quick plug for this upcoming year?
So yeah, so obviously if they just follow our social media page on Facebook, it's Chop Shop, it's a Chop Shop Barbershop on Facebook, because they do not let you use the word officially.
Oh. No.
I do not know why. Facebook does not allow that. So it's Chop Shop Barbershop on Facebook. And then, like I said, man, I'm a real go get it kind of person. So last year, man, we had flyers. I got in the neighborhoods around here and passed out flyers on people's doors, man, just letting them know what we were doing. Gave a little history on when we got started, how many families we fed prior to this. And the thing is, I'm working on now getting my nonprofit started so I can get this 501c3 so I can get some more funding. But
for sure.
We've been doing all these events out of pocket from the shop and just by donations and stuff. And so the thing is, obviously, the goal of the 501c3 is obviously to just get more funding to help more people. You know what I mean?
Grants and things like that.
But obviously, you know, and to be able to get in other facilities, because we did this all out of the barbershop, like I said, last year, which was cool, but it gets tight on space because now I got to put shelves up in the shop. And you walk in there, I mean, last year we had like 400, you know, I mean, seriously. So, you know, we had 400 cans of green beans and all these boxes of cornbread. And don't get me wrong, and it's always cool, you know what I'm saying, to see it all come together. But realistically, we're just outgrowing it, you know what I mean? And
about when in the year do you start prepping for this?
So we actually got a trunk or treat coming up October 27th. So we actually have a meeting next September 2nd. That's when we have our sit down for Feed KC. That's what we call it. We have our meeting, just kind of talk about, hey, how are we going to do the donations? As far as when people can start donating, I'd probably say mid-September. Realistically, we'll start getting people hit us up because this is our biggest event that we do every year as far as the shop-wise. But, I mean, like I said, between back to school, we do Easter egg hunts, we do trunk or treats. Man, I do a lot of, like I said, whatever. We travel to schools to cut hair at the schools. Like I said, and feed families and stuff for Thanksgiving. But we do a fireworks display for the 4th of July. That's my favorite holiday. Yeah. So, yeah. Is
Facebook the main way? Do you have any other social media?
Yeah. Obviously, Instagram. It's officially _chopped. And you can follow us on there as well. But yeah, and that's where we just blast all the information out there, putting flyers out there. Our website, have like a donation button on our website, so you just go to officiallychopped.com.
Okay, yeah. There's a way. I'm sure there's a way that Jose we'll
repost that stuff and do things like that. Do you have anybody doing like videos for you and stuff?
No, honestly, we shoot it all off of our phone, man. Obviously, being a smaller business, you know, all that stuff still comes down to funding, but you know how cameras are now. Everybody going to record stuff, but you know, I will say, when we have done these, I don't take pictures like no families or anything because I don't need. It ain't a charity case type thing. I ain't gonna be like, hey man, this is just so you can get, so and so that we help. Nah, you know, everything is real private. My mom does a real good job organizing the families, and this year we're actually getting to offer delivery to some of these meals because the thing is, some of these families don't have transportation. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest thing is more to spread awareness to, man, there's people out here really hurting. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to make people feel bad or, get sympathy for this, but the reality is just like, man, we got to, like I said, just keep showing love. Because like I said, every night we get to go home and sleep in our beds and stuff like that. And some people, like I said, my parents been doing foster care since I was a sophomore in high school. Okay. And that was another thing that kind of drove me to just, you see these kids come in and it's just like, damn, this kid had been through more stuff at 8 than I have at 34. You know what I'm saying? And it's, and it sucks, man. You know what I'm saying? We just did a fishing trip the other day.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we took 28 boys fishing. Provided poles for them and lunch and stuff. And, obviously, and like I told my guys, man, when I originally made the post, it was crazy. I was sitting at the lake with my kids. And I'm like, man, I cut a lot of kids at the shop. And they be like, man, Fred, what you doing this weekend? I'm like, shit, I'm going fishing. I like to fish. That's what I just like to do in my spare time. Yeah. And they were like, can I go with you? And at first, I kind of like laugh it off, not thinking nothing of it. And you start hearing it a lot, you know what I'm saying, from these little kids, man. And so I was like, man, I made a post on a Monday. I was like, hey, I'm going to take 10 boys fishing. Man, my DMs start blowing up. Hey, man, can my son go? Can my son? I'm like, damn. So I start calling all my homies, and I was like, man, I sent out this mass text message to all my homies. I was like, hey, I need y'all to pull up for me. You know what I'm saying? We about to take these kids fishing. And I tell you like this, I had 19 of my homies pull up. We had 28 boys pull up. And it was fire. I mean, the kids, here's the thing, they was catching fish big as this phone, and to them, they were river monsters. That was an accomplishment. But it was, but it was something that, for me, like I said, and it ain't to, be dad to anybody, but it's to give these young men just some kind of male figure to look up to, and just give them some kind of guidance. Because the reality is, man, not to put the pressure on the fellas, man, but I'm gonna blast us out. But it all starts with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you have these kids that don't have, and whether that's a little girl or a little boy, when they don't have any kind of male figures in their lives, they end up hurting, you know what I'm saying, along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's even to the girls. You know, if this little girl grows up and she never hears that she's beautiful or she's pretty, the reality is she's going to grow up hearing that from some dude that ain't about nothing, and her eyes are, because she's never heard it before. Now the thing, she ends up pregnant, and now she's by herself because this dude wasn't nothing anyways. But then you sit there and look at this dude, and he probably didn't have a dad around to even show him any better. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big chain reaction. So now we're not looking at just one, but thousands. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, again, I'm going to say, I know we can't save everybody, but I know for what I'm going to do here and officially Chop, you know, when it's all said and done, they going to know, like, hey, man, this dude, Fred, he tried. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah. So, you know.
Okay. So let's backtrack a little bit, because I'm sure everybody's like, okay, Mario just introduced him as Ricky Dantzler, but he's been calling himself Fred the whole time. Yeah. So how do we go about that?
So Ricky, so it's funny. So my real government name is Frederick. Okay. And now my grandma, first she used to call me Ricky, but I changed it on Facebook just to throw people off, man. I'm a real,
threw me, like you just threw me.
Threw you out the whole time, and I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna just let it slide, you know what I'm saying? But everybody calls me Fred, and like I said, and even then, like a lot of people call me Chop now. That's my nickname, is Chop. So it's one of them things where, hey, Ricky is just something like my alias.
Funny story. I had tried to get a hold of you before. I didn't have your number, and I said, you know, I'm gonna text Coach Sawyer. Send him a message, and I'm saying, hey, I text him, and I said, hey, by any chance, can I get Fred's number from you? He never got back to me, right? And I was like,
or did you call me Ricky?
See, that's what I did. I called you Fred, and then nothing. Then I text him, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks later, hey, can I get Ricky's number? And he sent it to me. And I was like, okay, did I mess up?
Dang, that's weird.
That up.
Yeah, I was like, was it? It was just.
I'm gonna tell you like this: nobody calls me Ricky. Really? Only unless if they're referring to Facebook. Anybody that knows me knows my name.
I just put it out there for all kinds of people to hear.
Hey,
you know, as Ricky.
Might have even said that.
I'm gonna tell you like this: you can't miss when you see me. Everybody, they gonna know the face. Okay. I can't hide, man. I'm a big guy, man. A lot of tattoos on my face. They know where I'm at.
Man. Yeah. Of course, we recognize the face because back when Marcos was playing football, with Danny, Will, Jameer, right, Chris's son, Jameer.
Okay, yes, sir.
And so that's where I remember you from. Okay. Yeah, we didn't know it. I really didn't even know Coach Sawyer at the time. I knew he was Marcos's coach.
Now was Coach Morrell coaching at the time?
Yeah, he was there as well.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking 20 from 17, 16, 15, 14. 14 through 17.
Okay. Yeah.
Those years, yeah. So we'd see you guys there at the games and whatnot, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, got to show support. And it's crazy. I've been knowing Coach Sawyer, man. Me and him, a lot of people don't know. We've been running around since he was, I think, probably 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my brother for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Like we said, he came through here, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Now, did we hear the story? Was he the one cutting Esai's hair when you popped in?
Yep.
Yeah, Issa Moya.
Yep.
Yeah,
shout out to Esai, man, for sure.
Yeah, and he'll be joining us next week.
That's fire. Yeah, hey, real good dude. Talented.
He knows a lot of our family. And probably like 10 of our cousins got tattoos from him.
It's crazy. I started getting cut by Esai. He was at a shop over off of Grand. Yeah, real little shop. And man, I don't even know how I even ran across him, but man, we pulled up on him, and the vibe was, man, he gets good people. Yeah, I've been with him ever since then. It's kind of like having a barber, man. You can't just switch up on your tattoo artist, man. Once you find one, you gotta be like, nah, I gotta slide with you all the time now. So that's cool. I started cutting his hair a couple years ago, and
I mean, that's support right there.
Yeah, for sure. It's love.
And he goes to you to get his hair.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty dope.
He's the only person I've traveled for too in a long time. If Esai called me, he know I got him though. But he's Sunday, Monday, Esai opened them doors. Let me come get some ink therapy in. And so that's my dog though.
He's a super busy guy too.
Oh, for sure.
Tattoo industry is just all through
and very
the night.
talented though, man. Dude is cold. Yeah. Dude is cold.
I was thinking about having him come in and maybe give me a tap while I'm sit here and talk to him at the same
Okay.
time.
You don't want to get a health
No,
code violation.
I know,
or
right?
anything
That's right.
somewhere.
I'm not gonna do that.
Easy.
I'm not gonna go there. Have you ever done a podcast before?
Yes.
Edit that out.
Not. I'm telling you like this. Not to this degree though.
Oh, okay.
This is fire.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is real fire. It's inspiration for real because I've always wanted to have a podcast myself.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, to see this all set, this is fire. Yeah, so I
Thank
tip
you.
my hat to you, man.
It's a little messy right now.
Nah,
We'll probably
man,
pick up
look,
some
I tell you
wires.
what, man, coming from a barber who was cutting in a basement with extension cords running over the ceiling, man,
Right.
like, bro, I know, like I said, people that really know me, know my background and where I really came from with this barber stuff, man, I got all this stuff out of the mud. And so to see this, it makes me feel like I'm back at home. You know what I'm saying? And it's, when you walk into my shop, that's another thing. It's just like, the way, I'm sure you've probably felt this when you came in, the energy and the vibes that you're going to get, everybody going to greet you and welcome you in. I wanted to feel like we back in the basement. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to separate myself and not just, oh, this is just another business. And it's like, hey, nah, bro, like we going to treat you like family. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to walk through the door, we're going to show love. And just remind you, it's a picture of me cutting in the basement right when you walk in the door. And it's there to more so kind of remind me of like where I come from too. Because sometimes, you know, life will start happening and you'll run across the different opportunities and sometimes you'll lose sight on where you really came from. So when I walk in the door and I get to look at that picture, just kind of like bring me back down, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? You know what you got to do now. So
Speaking of basements,
Go ahead, son.
I'm just looking at it right now.
He's in a
Dad
store.
set
now.
up.
So I cut hair.
okay.
I'm not the best, but I can cut. I can get it around it. Right.
Okay.
So I'll cut Chris's hair. I've cut Jose's hair before.
Fire.
I did his brothers.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I do it just to practice for fun. You know, I don't get paid if they want to.
Did it to save money because we had 3 boys.
And that was the thing. Yeah, we have 3 boys, and growing up, and I'm like, man, it's, you know, nothing against you, nothing against barber,
this
but
love.
it can get expensive
For sure.
For taking 3 boys to get a haircut.
Yes, sir.
You know, spend over $100 or whatever it was.
Yes, sir.
But this was back then. So then I was like, okay, I need to learn how to cut hair. I have a little bit. I'm an artist, so I think I can sculpture a little bit. You know,
Yes,
so that's
sir.
the way I saw it.
Yes, sir.
Right? Were you an artist back in the day?
Not at all.
No,
man,
not at all.
I'm a people person,
Okay.
honestly, and that's what's taking the barber for me to a whole nother level. And I tell people, like, I get people tell me, Fred, you can cut, man, you cut. And I think I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other people give me, hey, Fred, you nice. But it's me. I just know my personality sticks out way further than a lot of other people, and honestly, that's why I've created the longevity that I have in this field. Because being a barber, you gotta have people skills, gotta be top notch. You know what I'm saying? Some barbers don't see that, and it's unfortunate because you know you look on Instagram and TikTok, and now they kind of show these barbers the wrong things, and everybody is chasing this social media barber. And see, there's a difference between being an influencer and a barber, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different topic for another day. But you know, for me, it's just like the people skills gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? And when you start like I said, you know, building these relationships with people, you're just gonna know. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna tell a story real
please,
quick.
yeah,
Man, I had a situation. I had one of my clients come into the shop one day. Been cutting bro's hair for a long time. And they came in and something was just off. I don't know what, I could just feel it because I've been doing this for a long time. And so I sit down, I'm like, man, what's going on? And we just sitting there having a good conversation, going back and forth, back and forth. Well, that day, I never have no call, no shows like that. And I had a no call, no show after him, but I didn't even realize it because we such a deep conversation.
Yeah.
We ended up talking for about an hour and a half. He's sitting in the chair and I'm cutting him talking. He gets up and he leaves. Something told me like before he said to talk to him. I tell you what, a week later he came back and he sat down in the chair and he turned around and he was like, Fred, how'd you know to talk to me last week? I was like, shit, bro, I've been doing this for a long time. But I could just feel it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just know. And he is, man, I ain't gonna get emotional. But he turned around and he was like, man, I had every intention I was going home to kill myself that day.
No way.
And, bro, and I ain't gonna lie, he made me cry. You know what I'm saying? Sitting at the barber chair because it was like, damn, like it made me realize like how, you know what I'm saying, much of a, you know, impact I'm making on somebody just by simply cutting their hair. But and it's deeper, like I said, than just a haircut. It's the relationship that I built with these people. And this is from all ages, young to old, like, right. And that's what I do. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, like, man, I've kind of realized I think I'm addicted to stress. I know that sounds crazy, but like that's my life just operates off chaos, man. And I I take that on. I'm the kind of person that like I don't like going with the wave. I like fighting against it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when stuff starts going crazy, I'm like, yeah, that's what I like to see over there. And I'm going to jump right in and try to figure out a way. But you know, it goes back to like I said, those those people skills, and even what you're doing now. Like I don't take offense to that. You know, you cutting the boy's hair, like because I tell you what, when you cutting your son's hair and that whole time he's doing it, you probably getting to talk with him.
Yeah.
And they get to understanding you, and nothing else matters at the time because you focus on the haircut. He just sitting there and he's just venting, and it really becomes therapy. I get people sitting in my chair all the time that, man, Fred, I lost my job today. I'm like, damn, man. Shit, what kind of job you been looking for? Man, I'm just looking for, hey, hold on real quick. I'll pick up my phone. Hey, y'all job still hiring? Hey, I'm about to send you my bro's number, man. He looking for something. And I'm able to connect dots. And next thing you know, bro walk in a week later, he see the dude that I interested. Hey, now they cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I get to connect all these people together just by being at the barbershop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and to me, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? My son just started preschool or kindergarten this year. Fred grew up in the shop with me. So everybody come, they like, oh, where little Fred at? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now Fred come around the corner like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, Buck? What's up, Aaron? You know what I'm saying? So now it's funny, the teacher came to my mom's house the other day to drop something off to him. And she was like, his vocabulary for a 5-year-old is way out there. I'm like, yeah. He grew up in that shop, so he know what time it is, man. But man, that's what it's about though, man. You know, back in the day, and you probably remember this, you go in the barbershop, you know, you be waiting in there for 3-4 hours on a Saturday, but that was the spot to be. You just go in there and talk about whatever. Same how we doing this podcast. The podcast is just live in the shop. Yeah. You get to go sit in there and be like, hey, they talking about Tyson fighting, or they talking about Jordan playing, and that's just the chill spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, I wanted to bring that back. Obviously, COVID kind of hurt it a little bit just because people was like, you know, they were skeptical. But now, you know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, I kind of look at as the barbershop, man. You got to be a pillar in the community, man. It's just, you can't expect the community to come mess with you and spend all their money with you and you not turn around and giving it right back to the town. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. I got this vision, man. I want to become so rich I can just give all the money away and just help everybody. You feel me? Cool. So
now he just touched on it very quickly in 30 seconds. Who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Oh,
30 seconds.
Man, I'm gonna end it real quick. It's an era thing. I really can't. That's a hard conversation to have just because, and that's coming from somebody. I'm not a big basketball fan, but I tell you, hearing all the stories in barbershops and just watching it growing up, there are two different eras of stuff. You know what I'm saying? During his era, obviously Jordan did something we was like, man, we've never seen this before. And obviously LeBron comes in and you've obviously seen it before, but it's just been modified. But obviously the game has changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot less physical now, you know what I'm saying? And it's not nothing to argue with people about. I see people get into these heated debates about that. I'm like, what are y'all arguing about? Like, both of y'all are writing your own, you know what I'm saying? It can't just be one goat. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of their own, they're their own goats. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, here's the thing though, you know, Jose likes bringing stuff up like this because he and I will go back and forth.
Every 3 episodes or so.
Like you said, it's the era. I could not stand Jordan in the 90s.
Really?
Dude, I was not a Jordan fan for shit. He'd always ruin it for me.
Now, why is that though?
He's a Knicks fan.
I'm a New York Knicks fan. Patrick Ewing was my boy. You know, watching him play at Georgetown.
Okay.
And as soon as the Knicks, you know,
drafted him,
boom.
Knicks fan. Okay.
Been a Knicks fan since '85.
Okay.
You know, and then you know him and Jordan. They went at it in college, and then the pros, and then Jordan was always in the way.
He was always
in the way. You know?
There's a famous NCAA picture of Jordan shooting the game-winning 3 over
against Georgetown. Yeah,
Patrick Ewing was just down there watching the ball go into the net.
You know, and then of course those are two different positions and whatnot. You know, of course the big men nowadays is different. You got Joel Embiid, the way he plays ball. Yeah, same size as Ewing, you know, and Shaq, but it's just totally different.
It's game. I mean, it's the same thing with football. You look at D tackles now compared to D tackles back in the day, like. Bro, the size difference. These DNs are really built like big receivers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These guys aren't. They're just real long. Like I said, the times have changed. The game's changed. Just, man, the bodies of these guys coming out, and it's just like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, in all, like you said, in all sports, it's
in
like
every
that.
in every sport. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it's cool to see the growth in everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just sit back and you just got to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
It's cool to see people being passionate about their point too. You know,
I mean, it's always a good conversation. Yeah, that Jordan and LeBron talk. You know, it's a guy named Lou in our shop. Boy, if I ever want to get Lou revved, oh man, that's all I got to bring up.
just drop it.
I know it. I know it to get him every time. And I'm like, man, if it's slow in the shop or something, I'm just I need a little entertainment. I have one of my guys come in who's a Jordan fan. I'm like, hey man, who's better, Jordan or LeBron? And Lewis see that and he'll sit up, and the dude will start being, man, Jordan move. Oh, then Lewis gonna and they gonna argue for the next hour and a half. You know, I can sit there and cut and get entertained.
But to be real here, if Kobe wouldn't have left us as early as he did, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And then see, that's another another conversation.
He was already retired by then.
He was already out, but I mean, you still got some people that still bring up the
But see, nobody nowadays brings them up anymore.
Oh, you come to the barbershop, they'll bring him up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but
No,
then
he's
but
up
they
there.
start, man. Oh my goodness, you want to talk about a conversation is had. People gonna start bringing up stats. Oh,
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
this game. I'll be like,
what-
man,
that's what
look
Jose
at
does.
this.
I mean,
Jose
look at
brings
the
up
stats on the
all
year
the
that he
stats.
didn't win the championship, and
So-
let's talk about that.
So
Oh, man,
so here
we're back
recently,
and
I don't know
forth.
if you watched the meme
No, I don't
video
watch your
sent
trash
you. You don't watch
videos
your
anymore.
shit. I
He
sent him one.
videos just shitting on LeBron and just sends them
That's
over.
it.
So at this point, I don't even watch
It's-
him anymore.
And like I said, I was not a Jordan fan, but he's got me rooting for Jordan now. And there's a video. The video was Jordan going to the hole and getting smashed and hammered and knocked to the floor, and he gets up and like I just took care of business. LeBron gets touched and he falls or
right.
he holds his face, and you're like, come on.
Oh, they're gonna
dude.
sell it. But I'm gonna tell you
yeah.
like this: at the end of the day, I will still say this. You got to tip your hat to LeBron for the reason of his age and him to still play at the level that he's still
I'll give
playing.
you that. I'll give you that.
I can't say. I mean, even watching him in the Olympics,
Exactly.
watching him run around, I'm like, man, dude is. First of all, if anybody has ever ran on a hardwood floor, that is not easy on your body, and he's not no
Right.
small guy, and then he's doing it at a fast pace. So to watch it, it's just like,
keep that, but then take it. He's been doing that since he was 17.
That's
Like,
and that's what at
that
this
high
level,
level.
At this level, it's just like, man, you got to tip your hat to him. I mean, the dude is about to get to play with his son.
All right, so
fire.
let me
It's
tell you
just
this
fire. It's crazy.
ass video he sent me, because
You
this
know
is
what?
just the this is the title of it. Hold on, the title alone is like, I'm not going to watch this video.
I played a lot of basketball, and it's not going to go. Oh, here it is. I think I could have went pro.
The title
I
of
could
this
have
video is "What a La Shame." He's a La Fraud. What a La Joke. Definitely not the goat. Maybe a La Sheep. Like, why the fuck would I watch that video? There's no need for me to press play on this
by
video.
reading that, that's why you're like,
No
okay, I
need for me
read
to press
it
play. It's not
funny.
going to get better from any point in time. Like,
Anyway,
nah, I'll pass on
You
that.
have to send me that so I can send it to Lou.
Yeah, I'll send it to
That'll
you.
be a conversation
Yeah, I'll
to
send
suit
it to
Lou.
you.
Be like, man, why you send me that bullshit?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
all right.
Slow days.
Yeah, that'll get him revved up every
You know,
time.
let's get into some. So I found some common barber interview questions for you. Like, what made you want to become a barber?
Honestly, at the time, I was working at General Motors, and I missed a lot of my kids' events. And so prior to cutting hair, man, like I said, working in a plant, my kids would have donuts with dads or skate parties. And I had to miss all that shit, and I couldn't take it no more. Like, I sat there, and I was just like, man, I can't do this,
wanna
man.
find-
I gotta
find
find something where I
something-
can control my schedule. Little did I know, honestly, at the very beginning, it was still the same thing, because you got to put in work to be a barber. See, that's where the misconception comes in. It's just like people get into this barber game, and they feel like, well, I'm my own boss now. I get to do what I want to.
Okay, yeah.
That's a lie.
Really?
Because I still work for the people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when people call me and, hey, Fred, I need a haircut, I'm going to pull up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the only way that a barber is getting paid is by somebody sitting in that chair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't just be like, man, I'm going on vacation this weekend. I mean, yeah, you can go. Technically, you can do whatever you want to do. But are you making any money? Now you still got to take care of your family. That bill is still due. Rent is still due. So it's not just this, oh, I get to do whatever I want to. You know what I mean? Later on, yes. But at the beginning, no. I mean, it was a process. You know what I'm saying? It was a process for sure. I still missed a lot of stuff, but I'm in a position now where, hey, my daughter got back to school tonight, or hey, Dad, we're going on a field trip. You want? Yeah, I'll be there. And I ain't missing nothing now, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what I got to go do now, you know what I mean? And that's what I worked towards because I wanted to be able to be there for my kids, you know what I'm saying? But beyond anything else, like, and I'm at a point now where it's like, I used to chase the money. I'm not going to lie to you. I love, you know, making money because I got a certain lifestyle I like to live, you know what I'm saying? My kids like doing certain things. Now, no, I don't even care about the money because in reality, my kids don't care about the money. When you really break it down, kids don't care about the money. They just want your time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could go outside and watch my kids hit sticks on a tree, and if we just sitting outside and me just being present with them, they going to be cool. You know what I'm saying? We can go in the house and they be like, all right, I'm good. I could watch a movie on Netflix that cost me $10 a month, and they're cool. I don't got to go to the theater and watch the movie, but if I could just sit on my living room couch and give them 2 hours to watch a movie, they cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a memory for them. But the problem is, like I said, the beginning, I was always having to just working this plan. I was away from the house. The cool thing about being a barber, like I told you earlier, my son grew up in the shop with me. My daughter's, hey, so if they're out of school, hey, y'all getting in the car. Y'all coming with Pops to work. Yeah. That's what I love about my job. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I ain't have to pay for daycare. I'm like, nah. Once my son, and shout out to my moms, man. My moms watched all my kids and said they got to the point where they can go to the bathroom on their own. Once they can get to the bathroom on their own, come on, y'all coming with Dad. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, it was the freedom of being able to. I knew one day I would be able to control my schedule to spend time with my kids. That's what really made.
So that day that Mario and I walked into the shop, your mom was working up at the front,
sir.
You know, and Maud right away asked your mom who she was, and then I said, "How did you know that was Drew's mom?" He looks just like her.
Everybody says
and
that.
I was like, really? And
Everybody says that. I see it. I don't tell her
he
that.
knew right away. Oh, yeah, you
I look just like my mom's, for sure.
That's
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, why the fuck did he call me that? Or Ricky. Yeah, why the fuck did he call me Ricky?
No, he might have said Fred. I think, I think
my mom, she probably would. My mom is a Facebook queen, so if she would have said like, "Hey, you Rick," she'd be like, "Yeah, that's him." You know, she knows what's up. So yeah.
What do you think is the most important skill for a successful barber?
Oh, your people skills, your customer
people
service
skills,
hands down.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. And I will say this loud and proud, and some barbers be like, "Oh, bro, nobody don't care about your haircutting skills, man. If you have a shitty personality, nobody wants to sit in your chair.
Right.
So if I expect this guy to come spend $50 with me for a haircut, and when he comes and sits in my chair, I grab my headphones and I just cut his hair and I never speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's another guy out there that can cut hair and give him a good conversation. He's gonna go over there.
Okay.
So it's got to come. It's always for me gonna boil back down to your people skills, man. To get into this industry and really thrive and succeed in it, you have to be a people person. If you want to, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can become an influencer and make these TikTok videos and do the social media thing, and that's cool. But even then, it's only going to go so far because here's the thing. You got guys now that they'll get so popular on Instagram or TikTok. Now they were like, well, I'm a popular barber. I'm going to charge you $150. The reality is how many people are going to pay that $150 to get their haircut? You know what I mean? So that might be cool for a little while, get some views or whatever. But I tell you what, the views and the likes, that's not paying your bills and, you know what I'm saying, getting people in your chair all the time. It might do it for a little while. And I know some successful guys that, you know, obviously do the social media barbering thing, and that's cool. But it's just like when we talking the longevity of it, unless you just running up millions and millions of dollars, it's going to stretch you out. It's going to get to a point where people not paying that no more. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Would you say that a lot of the successful barbers are also business minded, or do you think that just comes along when you do start getting a little established?
Once you get a little established, when you first come in, you don't know what you're doing. I mean, honestly, and it's when I was in barber school, I remember I had an instructor of mine. He'd be like, "Man, it's a dog eat dog world out there." I'm like, "Man, what's this dude talking about?" Then you realize once you get out into some of these shops that it really if we're all in the shop together, we all in this shop. Now, somebody has to cut walk-ins, but say you don't have clients and you don't have clients and I don't have clients. We all fighting over the walk-ins now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So then it becomes one of them things like if you're not willing to jump out here and do stuff yourself, you get left behind. And I'm telling you like this, I graduated barber school, I want to say it was like 19 of us. I think I know 4 of them now that still cut hair.
Still do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things like barbering will chew you up and spit you out. If you're not committed to really doing this, it's not going to be a career. It might be something cool to just have on the side and be able to, hey, I got my barber's license.
I can do it.
Yeah, but to make this a career, you gotta come with it. You gotta come with it. And you gotta be ready for. I mean, because look at the wintertime. I was just talking to someone. I got 6 barbers in the back of my shop. They're all between the ages of 21 and 23. And so I'm telling them now, I'm like, hey, man, y'all got to start working now. Because one day, right now, life ain't beating you up yet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really ain't experienced nothing yet. You know what I mean? And not wishing kids or nothing like that on them right now. But one day those times are going to come. And then if they sit here and be lazy now and not take care of their business now, when that kid now they sitting there working all the time. Then you missing out on the time with your kids. Nah, so I'm trying to tell them to learn from me. I'm trying to tell y'all exactly what to do and give y'all the blueprint, because in my mind, I got this theory like, man, I'm 34 years old. I just turned 34 in July. All my barbers that are younger than me, man, I want y'all to be past where I'm at 34. Yeah. Anything that I know, and it's past barbering. I talked to him about credit. Man, I didn't know shit about credit at 23.
I was about to ask you, does barber school teach you about like taxes?
No.
No?
No, that's the thing. It's just like, and so when you don't know, and then it's like I said, you start to double back and realize you know what I'm saying, you don't have the information about this or that. And if you never had parents to show you or anybody to show you these things, you're behind the 8 ball. Yeah. And like I tell these guys, you know what I'm saying, like I said, they're young and they just don't know. But I'm like, bro, y'all don't want to get behind the 8 ball. Once you get behind the 8 ball, it's hard to jump back in front of it. When life happens, and it's not to, again, wish nothing bad, but we're all adults here. I'm sure we all hit that time. You wake up in the morning, the tire is flat on the car. It's not starting. That battery is dead. And it's just little things in life that start happening. Now you like, oh my goodness, it just seemed like it's never stopping. So again, like I said, going back to credit and paying taxes, man, I didn't know what a tax write-off was. Coming out of barber school, I just know, man, I'm about to sit you down. Hey man, I'm charging you this amount of money. And even then, like coming out of barber school, I tell you like this, I got a picture still this day. I was charging $15 for haircuts. You know what I'm saying? Now the thing is, because social media, and I'm always blame social media, you got these barbers that they come out of school and they feel like they can charge $50 right out of barber school. Man, you ain't got no weight behind your name. Nobody even knows who you are. You think that you about to charge this, and then they wonder why nobody ain't sitting in their chair.
That's somebody's paycheck.
Now, here's the thing, man. I've been cutting hair licensed now for 7 years. I've been cutting for about 17 years. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, the time that I've put into this, the relationships that I built, that gives me the ability to be able to charge that and get people consistently sitting in my chair paying that. Yeah. But then they come out of school and they're like, man, why I ain't getting this? I'm like, bro, you got to pay your dues, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you know, like I told you earlier, I cut hair for fun.
Yes, sir.
And I don't charge anybody because I think if I start charging anybody, nobody's going to want to sit.
Nobody coming back.
So that's why I can't. I don't stop.
But that's fair enough though. You know. But I guarantee, even with you cutting hair for free, it's still something that brings a smile to your face, and just be able to sit down and be able to like have a good conversation with somebody.
Ricky, believe me, if I cut somebody's hair 10 minutes ago, you would look at it and you'd say, "That's why he does it for free." Because it looks like ass. But you know what? They keep coming back.
They keep coming back.
Freak, so maybe he looks good.
And maybe they like you. They like having a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a real good guy.
You know, that's what, like,
you still got better.
I think
it wasn't ever too bad, but like it's gotten better.
Now, where did you learn
though?
I gotta ask that. What made you decide to pick up these clips? I mean, obviously having boys and you're like, okay, but did you learn? Did you watch anything to just be like, all right, let me get it? Okay.
I watched. Well, I remember my barber back in the day. He used to cut my hair. I kind of remember what he would do with my kids. And one thing I don't do to my kids is I don't crown their head. This barber
palmed a couple heads. Yeah.
Our barber, you know, shout out to Greg Dantzler, but he would grab their head and he would cut, and and my kids were like. I'm sure you remember those days, right? I mean, he cut your guys' hair too.
Yeah,
he would.
It was not a great hair.
You know, okay, we'll edit that part out. So you know, I remember my kids would be sitting there, and we'd sitting there watching them, and they kind of like try to look at me and Mom like, this is horrible. I don't like sitting here.
Yeah, it's too funny.
So once in a while, I'll do that to Chris. I'll grab his head, and he'll be like, "All right, Dad," or try to put it down, or
I just hate it when you do it with your hands are wet. Because then you got
What?
hair all over
your
it, and then
hand.
you're touching my face.
All right, see that maybe that's a rookie thing. Right there.
Yeah,
That's it.
wet hands and hair. Nah, that's a bad combination right there. That's a bad combination.
It was a
Thanks
level
for
up
thanks
for
for calling
you.
me out, Chris.
It was a level up when you started with scissors. Because while you were just the clippers,
Oh, you
and
broke
then
the scissors out.
he will.
Ooh.
I bring the scissors out. Is that
Okay.
good or bad?
It depends on what you're doing with them scissors.
Oh, okay.
He's got
Like super basic.
So I don't know how many times I've clipped my fingers.
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
you know.
Oh, yeah. I done cut yeah. And that hurts.
Oh.
And them scissors, they're going to go right through that skin. And I'm telling you, to barbers, you got to call them shears.
Shears.
So now you advanced, man. You got to call them shears.
Shears.
No more scissors. You ain't cutting with scissors. You just cutting with shears.
How advanced is it to have different types of scissors?
Shears. Far as like, man, first of all, there's a lot of different shears that you can have. 10-inch shears, 6-inch shears, 8-inch shears, concave shears.
I thought I used the one that we use for paper. Those
that
are the-
is funny.
You got him, Chris? Chris, go grab him. Go grab him, Chris.
Crazy.
I'll grab them.
You got
It's
him?
over here.
Oh,
We'll
I
show
gotta
you
see
after this.
these.
We'll show you this.
Oh, you was
the whole
cutting
little-
Chris
he's got
wrapping
a-
paper
he's
and
got
hair?
a chair and everything over here.
Oh.
Like he's got a little spot.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Anyway, okay.
All right, Chris. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you can't find them. I put them away. I'll show Fred here in a little bit, so he can say, "Why do you have these? Why do you have that? Why do you?"
That is too funny.
Anyway,
It saved us money.
Hey, and I ain't.
Got like 5 pairs of these.
they're your regular.
I was looking for the ones you use for when my hair gets thick.
Oh, I got those. What do you call those?
Oh, them gray hand. Oh,
What do you call those ones that? What do you call those ones that?
Look at that camera, Chris.
To thin out the hair.
thin and shears.
Thin shears.
Yep.
Okay, I got a pair of those. Not really sure how to use them, but I use them.
Whoa.
I use them. That's like using a Sharpie for me. I'm good. I can use it. I can use it.
That's a good one right there. Oh
Yeah.
my.
Anyway, but yeah, let's get on to these subjects that I want to talk about. Chris, can you pull that picture up of Imane? You recognize her?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Ooh.
What? No. What's the topic you want to have?
The topic is
Oh.
male. Okay, let's go. Male or female? I'm sure you watched the Olympics, right?
I did.
And her
Oh,
whole
we had a whole family clashing over this.
yeah.
Oh,
So her
like
name
it was-
is
it got-
Imane Khelif, right? She boxed for who was it? Algeria, I think it was.
Possibly.
Yeah, and so she beat up on her first opponent, an Australian, I believe, and she quit because she said this girl hit like a man. I don't know if she's ever been hit by a man before.
Okay,
to
so
say that.
let's pause right there.
Okay,
Oh.
male or female? What? You
The
can take it down, Chris.
absurdity of you asking that is that she has been a female boxer for years
Correct.
prior to this Olympics.
Correct.
So the fact that people are getting upset about it now because it's on a world stage, this isn't even the first Olympics that she's competed as a woman.
Right.
So people getting
Is
outraged.
this the first one that she's looked so dominant though?
The
But she
last one
trained,
she
though, right?
lost pretty early, but no different though.
Right.
Like looked exactly the same. It's
I
just
think
people are
here's-
making a
we gotta
big
go
deal
back
about
to
it.
this is
though.
where you realize social media never loses.
No,
The angles and the pictures that they'll drop, you like, it'll make you lean back and be like, oh
Yeah.
no, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
So, yeah.
that's tough. It was when I say that was a controvert. I have family members right now. They're
Yeah.
not going to talk to each other probably for the rest of their lives.
because of this.
Behind that, I'm dead serious. Got blocked on Facebook. Everything like won't show up to family functions. They probably won't speak no more because of the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, it got deep.
So
and he wants to have it on a podcast.
So I mean, I just wanted to bring it
I'm
up.
gonna tell you like this, man. Here's I'm gonna tell you like this. My mom made a post about it. I had a cousin get on there, and they were going
Back and forth.
I'm gonna
in
tell
the
you like
comments.
this. I got on there and I laughed at a couple comments, not thinking nothing of it.
Yeah.
I come back, it's like 247 comments on this post. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I started going through, and I'm just watching the shots. Everybody pew, 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 shooting at each other. I'm like, whoa, What is happening right now? All behind one post. At the end of the day, everything is opinion based, man.
Yeah.
We don't know facts about nothing. Here's the thing. I might make some people mad about saying this, but it is what it is.
Shit.
We don't know if that's a man. Nobody knows. Everybody can say, well, genetically, I wasn't there at the hospital when she was born. We don't know. So now all you can give me is an opinion. In my opinion, yes, the pictures that they're showing, I'm sorry, she has manly features.
Right.
It's just me being honest. Like, I don't know her. And she might be she could be a great, I don't know. But what they're showing us is like, it kind of makes you question what's really going on. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. They can say, oh, well, she had these tests done. All right, man. What, were you there when they ran these tests?
Well, let me say, I think the other important part is in, I think, Algeria, wherever she's from.
Algeria, yes.
It's illegal to be, like, transgender. So it's not like America where you can identify as whatever you want, or it's
what's
not.
illegal about it? What's going to happen?
It's hardcore religion. So, like, you can't.
Okay.
So there's no surgeries. There's nothing that you can do in this country to be born one way and identify as a different, especially not on a worldwide stage where you're fighting for the country. Like, it's not possible.
Now, what is
Algeria.
it? I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. I remember reading something and they said that she was born with like an XY chromosome.
That's what they said that after some testing in this Olympics. I don't know what that means.
So again, it's just like, you talk to some people, it's like, oh, well, a woman is supposed to have two X's or two Y. For her to have XY, it's like it's thrown out. It's like, man, again, if you're a doctor and you could look at this in so many, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's still opinion based. It's like, at the end of the day, here's the thing, man, it ain't got nothing, like, it's got something to do with me, but it don't. I mean, it's something to do with me as far as it's a topic to talk about.
Did you see the reaction?
But I mean, how the lady fell and she cried, like, it made me like, dang, like, she really got hit that hard.
See, nobody
like,
else cried about it. Nobody else.
Here's the two things. One, when she got her ass kicked in the 4 years ago Olympics, nobody was bitching and moaning about how manly she looked. Like, again, all of a sudden, because she's successful,
I think
you can find them. They're out there.
The pictures now, and they're so HD, and you see all the creases and crevices, and it. Whoa!
But then let me also throw this out there.
So,
Hold on.
I'm
going to put it on us.
So it's not in color, but
I'm going to put it on us.
Man,
we are Hispanic.
Okay.
Hispanics have in some families, they have a history of some women being a little hairy. Are we going to sit here and say we don't know family or extended family or friends of family that are women with some manly features?
Man, when you talk,
and we're not causing a ruckus about that, but
can
now
I see that
because
picture again? Can you turn that around for me
they're
again?
competing in the Olympics, we're all of a sudden upset because somebody's got manly features.
That's
Fred, you know some women that have some manly features.
She said for 8 years this has
for
been
sure,
my
but
dream.
that's a tough one. That was
I
a good
hear
picture
you.
right there.
I hear you, but
that's a hell of an angle.
But
for sure.
She's a gold medalist. That's what she wanted. She trained
Congratulations
hard.
to her,
She said she
man.
trained really
Hey.
hard.
To get to the
Hey,
Olympics
man.
in general, you still
You
have
gotta-
to win and beat in qualifiers
You
and
do.
things like that. And again, nobody was causing a ruckus
Right.
until it ended up at this Olympics.
Right.
I think we're picking and choosing
And
at
the
this
thing,
point.
here's the thing: we'll never know the real answer.
All I'm saying is she's
know.
female. That's where I'm leaving it. I started off saying she was a man, but now I'm saying she's female. Because at this point, she is suing Elon Musk.
She is suing for defamation.
Really?
Yeah.
Elon Musk and somebody else.
And J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. 'cause-
Whoa!
For defamation, because J.K. Rowling hopped up on Twitter and was putting out some
What did Elon Musk do? Oh, she about to get paid.
for Twitter
It's Elon
for allowing
Musk.
allowing the platform to defame her.
He said men don't belong in women's sports. That's what he said about
Yeah,
her.
she gonna get paid. Hey man, shout out
She
to you
went
because
to-
you gonna get paid, man.
And,
you gonna get paid.
Yeah,
Wow.
and she may be going after Donald Trump as well. Because he another one said
that one to the
he was
list.
the other one saying keep men. He said keep men out of women's sports.
I think at the end of the day, if you can't sit here,
Chris,
if you can't sit here and prove anything, and you're just talking wildly out the side of your mouth, somebody's got a right to be upset about that.
all right.
That,
Especially on the world stage.
That's what social media is.
Again,
Yes,
I'm going to say, especially if you're Algeria, if they're a hardcore religious country that does not allow that at all, and you're calling one of our athletes that, I can see them being fucking pissed.
Yeah,
Like,
y'all gonna be mad.
there's so many levels of this. Like, why is this even a thing?
I know.
She's gotten her ass beat before by other women.
Like I said, I just
what are
social
we
media
mad
never
about?
loses though.
Yeah.
They never lose.
Oh,
Man.
no,
they
yeah,
never
they-
lose. So like I said, when
And
you
they're
see the
quick,
angles
too.
and the pictures,
They're
and
quick with the,
it's
the
like
screen grabs.
you're almost curious. Like, all right, did they do this on purpose?
Yeah.
Let's stir up something right now.
Yeah.
Get a bang, pow. Is this a man or a woman? Now you got people just.
So-
It's a conversation starter. Now people are gonna sit up there and have this conversation 10, 15 years from now. They're still gonna talk about this.
And your family's
Big
still
Mod
Yep.
Media
And
is
they're
the
still gonna,
company
yep,
to
they
sue.
still gonna be divided. Sure is.
I ain't got shit, so you ain't gonna sue.
That has happened so many times. Like that one image of a blue dress or a yellow dress.
Yeah, if you can get the conversation started, it doesn't even matter how or why it was started. It just starts
It's gonna
tumbling.
keep rolling.
Yeah.
And they'll pull up. I mean, oh my goodness, you'll start bringing up all kind of sources. Well, I seen this over here. Well, I seen this. It's like, what are we talking about?
Nobody
right now?
verifies shit on the internet either.
Nothing.
Now,
nothing
now at your next family gathering, you're gonna hear y'all hear what Fred said on that
Oh
podcast.
my goodness! Hey man, and I know that they'll hear this, but I'm telling you, but still, that is so funny when you. I'm like, oh my goodness! If they watch this podcast, I'm like, they gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. The family members, they can be like, yo, we know, we know.
Hey, I'm gonna say,
So
how many women do we know that have a mustache?
Woo! I
Come
know.
on, guys. Like, why are we attacking one instance of manly features
I don't
and
even
not?
think it's a must.
I'm just saying.
because she's
I'm just
out there
throwing that
beating
out
up
there.
people. That's what it was.
I'm just throwing that out there, people.
Man.
They're complaining that it's a sport. Ugh.
Anyway, so staying on sports, staying on these violent sports. What do you guys think about Dana White's
That is
the slap competition?
Craziest shit I've ever seen.
What's that? The
It
slap
makes
competition?
no sense at all.
At this point, I'm realizing you can. Oh my god, you can make money on anything.
All right.
Anything.
Especially if it's stupid.
And the dumber it is, the more money you can make. The thought of somebody, we're sitting at a podium and you get the tee off and just smack me and we're trying to knock each other out is insane to me. And they're making money.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the CTE of it. You know, the football has
exactly.
gotten so safe,
Exactly.
and these people are just taking blunt force trauma to the head willingly in a row.
Once you get that impact to the head, that's concussion. From what I understand, you're concussed.
Have you seen the
Once you
people's
make that
bodies like
brain-
seize
Guys
up
that are
and then
these
fall
dudes
down?
are not small. Some of them are little guys. You get some of these weight classes, these dudes are not little. And they're coming there with wrist tape on,
Yeah.
earplugs,
So, okay.
and mouthpieces. I'm like, oh, this is
So
about to get real intense.
because those are the rules. You have to wear a mouthpiece. You have to put an earpiece in so you won't get that.
Gotta hold a foam thing behind
Bell
your
ring.
back. Like, this is
Right.
crazy. You
So
can't
you
put
watch.
your hands up.
So you watch.
Yeah, I mean, I watch. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell is
you gotta
going on?
hold on to the foam.
They had Dana White on The Shop. You ever watch The Shop?
I've heard of it. I
LeBron's a producer on it.
Yeah.
It's some of his people.
Yeah.
But Dana White was like, yeah, I saw it happening in Eastern Europe and Russia. So I thought, let me start a league. And then what he said was people started making like spin-off leagues. But he was like, you know, those are farm leagues for me. Like, they'll make a little name for themselves there, and then I'll invite them up here on the big stage.
On the big,
And so now he's got a business that he's
and
just,
they're all just smacking the shit out of each other.
man.
I said that I would do it once as long as I get to smack the dude first. That's it.
okay. I mean,
I got to
Well,
think.
I
that-
saw a match. I saw a match where a guy hit another guy and he was done.
Yeah,
He didn't
that's,
get-
that's the only way I do it.
Yeah.
I get to hit you first.
No, I'm sorry. The match. Okay, I saw one like that, but another match, a guy smacked this guy, almost knocked him out. They let him recover. Then the guy quit after he smacked that guy. How would you have felt if you get smacked
And then your opponent quits.
and your opponent quits.
He's still gonna get smacked. So it might not be on camera,
So
but yeah.
I saw it and I was like, "There's got to be a reason why he quit, right?"
Cause he knew.
No, he broke his hand.
Oh, fuck.
This dude slapped him so hard that he broke his hand to where the opponent said, "I knew you did. I felt it. I felt you." On the impact, he felt that either he felt it or he heard it, but that guy's hand popped
Oh,
and he couldn't go on.
That's still a skull that you're impacting.
I know.
That is.
But I think I would have said,
crazy.
but hold on. Let
I
me
still
slap
owe
this
you
shit
one.
out-
Yeah, I still owe you
Bro,
one.
okay,
Your hand isn't needed to stand
I
there.
just-
No, I still owe you one.
Yeah, but I can't hold the foam.
Now,
That's cool, but I still owe. But at least we're gonna end in a tie. But I get the smack. I don't want the win. At this point, I'll least give me the tie because I gotta smack you too.
It was a tournament, so you win, you advance. So
But nah,
you know,
you gotta think
you didn't
that
already
there's-
hit me. You at least gotta feel me one time.
There's got to be some strategy, you know?
yeah.
Like maybe you want a certain
Palm?
part of the
I
palm
don't-
or just
There
the,
is.
just
And
the,
it's so-
But
and then
here's
the
what
thing-
I'm saying. Have you ever smacked somebody's hand on a handshake hard enough? You're like, man, that hurt.
yeah.
To think about smacking somebody's face.
And then
You gotta,
so
leave, you gotta leave a mark.
Yeah. Okay. So now you
crazy.
see that they wear the powder on their hands.
Yes.
You know what the powder's for?
To show the
Yeah,
position.
to show the judges, the refs, where you just smacked this guy. I thought it was just like what do you call it?
Rub
Like a
up?
rosin or something to like
To just
LeBron
dry your
powder,
hand out.
powder like a
Yeah.
to get a good smack. It's just powder, just a.
So to judge, they go, okay. That's where
Okay,
he
yeah,
hit
that
him.
was illegal hits because sometimes you'll see a smack
I
in
see
the
it in the
neck.
neck. Yeah.
Or even,
You know,
I feel
yeah.
like if you make impact on the ear, you can fuck
that's
up
what-
their
that's-
eardrum
That's
and
why
things
they
like
wear
that.
that.
Like,
That's
yeah.
why they wear that plug,
Oh,
so you don't.
man.
wild.
That's still the dumb. Yeah.
What is
Just,
this becoming an official sport? Or
It
something?
is a
Yeah.
sport. It is an official sport.
No,
Now, do they bring it to
can't-
the Olympics?
No.
And if they wanted,
Oh,
some-
I believe it will get there.
Yeah,
They will find a way to make that happen.
if they wanted this, they should have just made it the tortilla challenge. That
Yeah,
would have
have
been
you seen the
so much
tortilla
better.
slap?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, we'll get.
They were
into
slapping
that.
with tortillas.
It was a thing that happened like months ago. Kevin Hart and The Rock did this. The point
Yeah,
is,
that
you
was
have a
years
full
ago,
mouth
actually.
of water, you get a tortilla, and you go slapping each other. Whoever spits loses.
You should say it's actually pretty funny to watch.
That
Watch
is
these guys.
crazy.
Can we put up a clip? Can we?
I don't know what Mark did with it. Do you have
Is there
video
any-
That
on
would
there?
be crazy.
Do we still have it?
No, I thought I sent Mark something. I thought
That's
Mark
so
was going to
crazy
put
that
it
you
up.
brought up that slap competition. That was something that we talked about at the barbershop not
Yeah.
too long. It was just like, man, what is going on? Like, how this is a sport and people
What's-
are getting money.
That's what I was going to
Like,
ask.
that
What's the
is-
amount of money? Because I don't know that $500 is ever going to get me
No.
up there.
No.
I don't know that
I don't
5,000
think
is
I'm
going
gonna
to
say
get me up there. Like,
$5,000. I'm like, nah, I'm not about to let this dude smack.
what-
What happens if you bust my eardrum? Nah, I can't hear no more.
You know,
probably don't have health insurance. I don't know.
right? It's
I'm going to look for the video.
slaps must be open-handed. Parts of the hand make contact phase same time. Resulted to
That's is insane.
yeah.
That isn't no.
I
don't-
mean-
no.
Could you see something, in the back of your shop? All right, we're having a slap tournament back there in the back.
Hey, it was so funny. So I used to have this thing. I mess with new clients that come in. They come in, I'm like, hey man, how you doing today? You had an appointment? They be like, nah. I'm like, you here for the chicken fights? They be
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, the chicken fights. You going to the back, right? They be like, no. I'm
We
like,
don't
no,
want-
I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing with you, man. But yeah, I used to mess with the clients all the time, especially new. I tell them I'm just messing with you,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
But
pretty
the-
funny, though.
But the look on their face is like, man, what are y'all talking about? The chicken? I'm like, man, we got it in the bag. I thought that was it. No.
We got a couple pit bulls
That
back
is
there.
too.
Yeah,
Hey, that's funny. Hey,
pit bull
man,
fighting.
that is
Yeah, but-
insane.
Yeah, I happen to come across this. Yeah, I kind of watch it. It pops up in my social media. I'm like,
I ain't gonna
man,
lie. I watch the videos in my mind. I'm like,
And
this
some
is
of those
it's-
guys-
to watch how many people attend and to see that they're like really into watching this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, in the same, kind of category, watching like UFC fighting. Have you ever been to a live fight?
Not UFC. I mean, boxing. I have.
Oh, I'm saying like a UFC,
No,
like a
I've
cage
never.
fight.
I've never.
I tell you what, I got some buddies of mine that go down to the Argosy. They do. I mean, the Ameristar.
Okay.
They do cage fighting at the
yeah,
Ameristar. When I tell you the first time I ever went to a cage fight at the Ameristar, I was like, this is illegal. There's no way this is real. And I'm looking around. It was legit underground dog fighting. You would hear people in the stands break his fucking face, kick him in the face. I'm like, bro, these people are crazy. What is going on here? Look at that. That is insane.
So so this one, that's a little guy too. I'm sure he smacks. So they have to tell the ref how many times they're gonna practice, and then.
Oh no!
See the pot.
No.
I mean, those are just easy. Yeah, and then the guy walks around like.
There's crazy part. They got uniforms now.
There's another one out there that is pretty funny where the two girls are slapping each other. Right, one girl slaps this girl so hard, and the guy who's commentating, who did the video, says made her do another sport that quick. I mean, she slaps. This girl walks back, kind of bends down a little bit, and does a somersault after she got slapped. This guy said, "Oh man, she went right into gymnastics after getting slapped."
I watched one of the videos, and it was I want to say a guy was Samoan or something. He was not a small guy. I mean, watching his hand when he do the slow, and his hand covered this guy's face. I'm like, nah, bro. At this point, you gotta be like, hey, all right, man, you win. you got it. Like, I don't want to get hit by that.
Another one I saw is kind of like what you said. This guy literally, he put his, they got to put their hand up twice, and then the third's a slap. And this guy's hand literally covered his face.
I'm like,
completely,
no.
right? It looked like a catcher's mitt.
Man, I'm like, nah, you can't hit me, man. You can't hit me, man. So yeah, that's tough.
Have they done backhands?
No.
I feel like that's gonna break more hands than anything.
That's more. Yeah.
That's next.
That's bare knuckles.
You just spoke something into existence. I'm gonna tell you that now. A couple years from now, we're gonna see it back, and we're gonna go back to episode 110.
You remember that time?
Remember that time?
Remember that time that Chris said they were back?
Yep.
A couple years from now, it won't be slapping. It'll just be full on punching
each other.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's see if you could take a punch.
Do you think any of those slap people can or will try and move to MMA, another Dana White sport?
You like Dana White giving them a contract?
You could take a hell of a slap. Maybe you can hop in the ring. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a whole different
competition of kicking each other in the legs or something.
He's trying to make money.
See, but I couldn't do that either. I couldn't get kicked in the legs like that. I'm telling you, watching that in person, that changed my whole perspective on UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, and they still have it. I'll let y'all know the next time they have a fight down at the Marathon. Go to one. You will be mind blown. First of all, to just see it in live action.
I think here not too long ago they did this down at Memorial Hall.
They just did a bare knuckle one down.
Bare knuckle fighting.
Bare knuckle fight. They just did one last weekend down at Memorial Hall. Yeah. That is crazy. Okay. But I mean, but in my mind, it was just like I said, seeing these people, they got their beers in their hand. And for the way they're talking, some of these dudes pop up on the little jumbotron or whatever down at the Mirador, and they look like Uber drivers. They're like, man, I'm gonna come out here tonight and I'm gonna dominate. I'm like, what, bro? And they come out there, and the guy that they're fighting is a real trained fighter. I'm like, why did they match them up? What is happening right now? And he'll I mean, in the preview, he'll be like, man, I'm gonna kick him so hard I'm gonna break his leg, and that's what he's gonna go out there and do. He starts kicking these dudes, and you hear the snap, smack. I'm like, I can't, nah. I don't kick me, please. No, I'm cool.
I mean, even just watching boxing is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's entertaining though. It's entertaining. You watch Devontae Davis?
No.
Oh yeah, Tank, man. Tank is a.
So what? I mean, I saw the one. Well, the last fight I saw him was against Garcia.
Okay,
like 2 fights ago, maybe.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, that was 2 fights ago.
Oh man, yeah, that was a couple years ago then, right? Isn't it?
Probably 2
years.
Yeah,
but Tank, I haven't seen him fight since that time. Yeah. But he's good.
Yeah,
he's strong.
Yeah,
that body shot.
I mean, look at how he hit Garcia.
That's what I'm saying.
People really don't go back. If you watch that, for him to hit him and he drops to that knee, it's like, all right, man, he's hurting. that hurt, man.
See, so that takes us all the way to the beginning. I think that's what Tyson needs to do to
see. Now that's crazy. Now you bring up Tyson again. Yeah. Imagine there was a point in time like dudes walked in the ring knowing that they were probably about to get knocked down. That's terrifying.
They knew they were going to get a bag.
Yeah, like, but they knew, like, this dude was crazy.
Yeah.
He was real life crazy, and the stuff that he was saying in press conferences, like for them to show clips of that now and tell about he's gonna eat their children and stuff. At that time, I know in your mind you're like, what is wrong with this dude? I don't want to fight him no more.
Right.
Like, nah,
I mean, the guy used to. His uppercut was so strong. I mean, he would say, "I want to knock his nose back into his brain." That's what that uppercut was for.
See, that's
uppercut was for.
Knocking someone's nose into their brain kills them.
That's what Mike
That's
Tyson
what I'm
wanted to
saying,
do
that's the
back
kind
in
of
the
If
time.
you're in a professional fight, if you die, like you signed up for that. That's one of
and
the potential
There
outcomes.
has been fighters that have lost their lives. because
Here's
of
what's
it.
wild, though. I feel like in any other scenario, somebody saying something crazy like that is them putting on a character for the marketing for the show. For
See, but I don't think
let's
at the
say
time, I don't think it
WWE.
was marketing at that point.
No, it was-
See,
he was
that's
just
what's
nuts.
crazy
That's
now.
what- he was
Now
just crazy.
we're in a point now where people say stuff you like, did they do that for social media? When Mike was saying this stuff, there wasn't no
was just
social
crazy.
media. They was just like, man, this dude is crazy. He's next level just crazy.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, you brought up that point earlier. It's like, did you see the push and him just joking? And Mike's behind, he's like, I'm playing, but it kind of gets you back to the point. Like when Mike gets in there and that bell rings, does he snap? Because
I
in
think
his
I
mind, it's
think
like it's
that's
back
what's
being
going to happen.
serious again. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that's just something that gets thrown away. And he's like, I'm gonna just go in here and play.
Yeah.
Even that last fight that Mike was in, and who did he fight?
Roy
Roy
Jones.
Jones. Mike was still moving, and he moved well for his age, and so it's just like. And at that time, they even had to put a restraint. They were like, "Hey, man, this is a no knockout. Hey, Mike,
No knockout.
yeah,
and
boy,
no
you got to
hits-
be cool, man. No
hits
yeah.
to the face.
So you could see the way Mike was just bouncing up and down. I'm like,
I think
Mike was on a different kind
it
of
was,
time.
That was just a show so everybody could say, "Oh, cool, we got to see Mike Tyson
Yeah.
fight."
Nostalgia.
Hell,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you got to see Roy
And it was
Jones
cool.
Jr. fight.
Yeah.
And then for these two to fight each other was pretty cool. But
I
you
mean,
know, but
even Roy
it
Jones
was-
at the time when he interviewed after, he was like, "Bro, Mike still got it.
Yeah.
Like y'all was, bro. I'm telling y'all now, bro. Mike probably could have knocked me out.
If-
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And Mike just, oh man, it was a good fight. Nah,
Yeah. Oh
Mike,
yeah, you hit me hard too. I'm like, yeah, come
no,
on, Mike.
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you said what? Mike's 58,
58.
and he looks good.
Yeah.
Mike looks good. You know what
But
I mean?
yeah, but people aren't taking him serious because of that press conference. You know, if you get to watch a press conference, yeah,
That's just not
it's just
what people expect out of
right.
Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
You know?
So some of the people who've never seen Mike Tyson fight.
But is
probably like,
Mike's pride big enough for him not to get bought out though?
I'm not
Can
even
they
taking it
give
to
Mike
Buck, though.
enough money to be like, hey man, would you let him knock you out?
Nah, I don't think it would.
I don't think he would do that. I don't think Mike has it in the stomach to just allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Some of these other fights that I'm not saying he can't fight because dude can
Yeah.
obviously box a little bit, but some of these dudes that he has fought, you can tell it's just like,
Looks a little set up.
yeah, you just like, all right, man. The only one that I really give, what was it, Nate Diaz. Him and Nate Diaz box. And Nate ain't a boxer, but you can tell he's like, come on.
He knows
you know
how
what I'm
to
saying? You
fight.
just, but he's not.
He knows
That
how
was
to
one of them
scrap.
guys that they weren't going to pay Nate to go in there and take a fall. He
Yeah.
wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? He did it to obviously he's going to get some money off of it.
Yeah.
But he's a fighter. You could tell just even when he was in the UFC, he's a fighter. And he's not like all technical sound. Like, bro, dude is just a banger. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, this would be a good little fight.
And
they win all the rounds.
And the guy that Jake Paul just fought here not too long ago, he was a bare knuckle fighter. So he was a fighter. I mean, it was different for him to wear gloves.
And I
You
think
know?
in that stage too, even with that bare knuckles fighting, like it's a different kind of stage when you step up in. Like even with Jake Paul, he's gonna bring a different set of cameras. It's gonna be a different set of eyes. The lights are gonna be a little bit different. Not saying that bare knuckle fighting ain't serious and people don't watch it, but the atmosphere is just gonna be on a little bit different scale now. You know what I'm saying? The sell to get to the fight, you know what I'm saying, how they're promoting the fight. Now this dude's like, man, I'm feeling some pressure now. Like I gotta go in here and really fight this dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that gets intimidating. To Mike, Mike ain't over here scared, like, oh man, I gotta fight Jake Paul. Like he's like, man, what Mike's still probably gonna smoke him a joint, go out there and do what Mike doing.
on his
You know what I'm
shrooms, yeah.
saying? Yeah. So
I think that's the problem.
Still
though.
looking forward to it.
In my head, I think Mike's going to go in so confident that he can't get knocked down that he's gonna get hit at some point and be like, oh fuck.
If he did knock Mike
We're
down, though,
here.
people would say it's still rigged.
I know.
I'm
that's
telling
Yeah,
you
see,
now.
and so that's what Jake Paul's saying too. He's like, either way,
He
I'm
still
in
can't win.
I'm not going to win this. Whether
Not at
I
all. Because
win
they're going
or-
to say his age. Oh, it was staged because it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
still at the end of the day, that's Mike Tyson. So it's just like people now at this day and age, you're not going to bare knuckle fight Mike Tyson right now.
No.
At 58, I'm not fighting him.
How about that dude he beat up in the airplane?
Yeah, I
Remember
mean,
that?
just yeah.
You remember?
Dude just sat there was like, whatever.
I mean, he was fucking with Mike, and Mike finally got up and just started beating the shit out of him.
You
on the
know what I'm
airplane.
saying? So it's just like, nah, at 58, you're not going to go fight him. So, again, Jake, I think, knows. I mean, will it be something cool to say? I mean, even his brother, like, he got to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like,
That
bro,
one was fun, too.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Just see
saying? But
that.
now it gives, here's the thing, it's crazy. We're going back to the power of social media. It starts to give these kids this dream of like, man, all I got to do is get on YouTube and do this, and maybe I can go fight, you know what I'm saying, Mike Tyson. It's just like these dudes start off as being YouTubers.
Yeah.
Now they're making millions.
They live
of
on an
dollars.
island.
Yeah.
They have their own island.
That's funny. Whenever they do fight, it puts their hometown as wherever Puerto Rico because there's no taxes over there, so that's where they got a house.
That is crazy.
And they're out of like Cleveland or some shit.
Oh,
like that.
yeah, they're from Ohio. Yeah. Well, you know, so Tyson was on this Impulsive, right?
That's their
the
Logan's
podcast, Logan's podcast, and you know, and Logan's like, dude, I'm a fan of you. You know, you're fighting my brother. You know, take it easy on him. And he's like, no, I'm gonna kick his ass. This is what he wants. You know, and he goes, all right, well, he goes, Mike, he hits hard. He goes, okay, we'll find out that day.
I don't even
And
know
then he
that
even
Mike
met it-
talks shit
and
the
then-
same anymore.
Yeah, and then Mike Tyson met his dad, you know, and Jake's dad's like, dude, we would get all your pay-per-views. You know, it's an honor to meet you. But damn, but you're gonna get ready to fight my son, you know. But you know, it didn't change the feelings. But they're like, it is what it is, you know.
I
they're
think,
getting
and like I
paid.
said, man, Mike done been through so much stuff in his life, and just
I know, right?
man, it's where like I said, all this is still just like Mike, like y'all excited to fight me. Mike ain't excited to fight Jake. He like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
I don't
when
know
that
him,
fight when
you
that
know?
fight was supposed to happen in July, I wanted to do a reaction podcast. I wanted to set it up in here. We're gonna watch the fight. Just bring the fellas, whoever wants to sit in. Let's talk. Let's watch the fight. Let's bullshit.
as stuff happen.
You know,
Yeah,
you know, just, I think that would have been cool. So I mean, it's still the plan. You know, in November,
November, you said 12th?
November 15th.
November 15th.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to just watch how that unfolds.
And the big-
because
the
Is it
big-
Netflix, right?
Yeah,
yep.
Netflix. Yeah,
That's
so-
gonna even make it more.
Oh man, Netflix
More
is gonna
reach.
kill it, yeah.
Yeah, that's next level.
Anyway, all right. So you know, before we end, I wanted to get into these this or that questions. Right?
Okay.
So I'll just give you two words, and you tell me which one you want or which one you like. 80s or 90s?
90s
90s. Music?
music.
Is that what it was?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, not the clothes.
Not the clothes. No. Even though they're making a comeback now, I'm telling you, the clothes that some of these cats are wearing now,
All right.
it's got me questioning. Like, man, but it's a big cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see cats
now, a
wearing
lot of
denim
the
jackets
oversized.
again and oversized pants, like with the flared bottoms. That's a popular thing now.
Yeah.
They're covering the show. I'm like, this is crazy. Boot cut jeans and stuff. Like, this is next level.
Yeah. Sweet or salty?
Oh, salty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salty.
Serious or silly?
Silly.
That's your style.
Silly. Yeah, I ain't serious. I got time for that anger and blood pressure getting high. I'm cool on all that serious stuff.
Karaoke or line dance?
Ooh, karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
You
do
got a
some
go-to
karaoke?
song?
Yeah, karaoke would be cool.
You got a go-to song?
Ooh. Nope. After a couple drinks, whatever's playing on the
Whatever.
screen,
Oh yeah.
give me the microphone. Let's go.
Well, you could just go up there and pick the song you want.
That's it.
Call or text?
Call. I'm horrible at texting. I probably got 1,800 unread text messages in my phone right now.
God damn.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I listen,
I'm not.
1,727 text messages.
damn.
I ain't gonna lie, I look at it like this: text messages. In my opinion, I know it's gonna sound crazy, and I'm sorry to all my people out there. They're not important. If you got to talk to me about something, you gonna call me. Because I feel like that's something that needs to get
Damn it,
addressed
that's
right
good
now.
to know now.
Yeah, you just call me.
I've been texting you like crazy.
And I'm horrible because I'm telling you, for so many years, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? People text me, hey, man, do you cut white people hair? Hey, man, how much you charge for this? Hey, man, I'm like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I answer the same text messages all the time.
Yeah.
But if that phone rings, it might be something, hey, you might be stranded somewhere.
All right, note to self.
Yeah. So
Okay.
call, call me. Call me.
you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Golf or bowling?
Golf.
Are you a golfer?
Yeah.
Are
I
you?
like going out there and swinging them clubs.
Nice.
That's a peaceful sport. It's harder than what people think it is, though. See, people look at golf and be like, man, it's a challenge to it.
Yeah.
It's an art to it. Like, it ain't just something you just go out there and it's not a power sport. Man. The smallest guys can hit golf balls the farthest. You know what I'm saying? It's a technical game. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's all technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bowling is
Jose,
fun, but if I
bowl-
like to say golf. Golf. That'd be cool.
How often do you go?
Not as often as I probably would like to now, but I can see myself getting into. I just recently stopped playing football, and so I started going to golf with Sauce ASAP. He golfs a lot, actually.
Does he?
Yeah, a lot. This dude carries clubs in his car, type stuff.
That must be scary watching him golf.
What? And this dude, first of all, he wears 6-inch shorts, and his sleeves don't cover his arms. Man, this dude is the real deal.
Yeah.
That's the biggest golf player I've ever seen.
That's what
I'm
I'm
saying that much for sure.
Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Beyonce. You know something?
Hey, you could go either way.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I could. What's crazy is and not to be funny, I cannot name a Taylor Swift song.
At all?
If I heard it, I would be like, "Oh, that's her."
You
But
know, I've done the same.
I would be lying if I was like, "Man, I could just sit here and name some." Somebody's like, "Man, I give you $1 million right now to name a Taylor Swift." I ain't gonna lie,
get one?
I'd miss out on $1 million.
I'm trying to think of one.
Shake it off?
That's the one I was thinking
Okay,
about.
so thanks for now. I know I got one in my arsenal now
Okay, there
because
you
that
was a big one, like a radio one that you would just hear playing around and shit.
But
like
you
that.
saying that, I'm like, okay, I remember that song. But other than that, now I'm like, nah, I'm back lost again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously with the Chiefs, and that's a whole nother. And we get tired of watching that, man.
Yeah.
They turn the camera to her more than anybody else. I'm like, this is
I seen
crazy.
somebody do a meme where Mahomes threw her a pass and she ran it all the way. It was I think it was actually Travis Kelce passed and he ran,
Yeah.
but it's her. Somehow they can do that shit now and
But AI.
they watch
They
it
take
run
it
all the way. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When you travel, fly or drive?
Fly. Anything over 3 hours, I'm gonna be in the air.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's my limit. I can get to Branson. That's about far as I'm going. After that, nah, put me in the air. And even then, I'm terrified.
What was it? Oh, okay.
I'm not a fan of flying.
Wait, you're
Just sitting in a car for a long period of time.
You're just wasting time.
It's just
Yeah.
But I will say this: if you were going to drive, it depends on who you're driving with.
Okay.
The wrong passengers can make for a boring car ride.
Yeah.
But you go with the right people, a car ride would be all right. This is cool. You know what I'm saying? The conversation would be good, but
So if
I would definitely
if
go fly.
If you're driving,
If I'm driving,
yeah, you can make that. I mean, the 3 hour.
I can make that. Yeah, I can make that.
You have a co-pilot? Is that what you need? A co-pilot?
I gotta have somebody that can talk.
Yeah.
And man, I've had a couple co-pilots that they will fall asleep as soon as we get to driving. I'm like, man, you are horrible, and I can only listen to so much music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the furthest I ever you ever drove to Houston before? Woo!
Yes.
I tell you, ask Sauce about that one. Me and Sauce made a trip to Houston, and we literally were in Texas for maybe 7 hours, and turned around and came back.
What was?
My sister was supposed to move to Texas. Quick story real quick before we get. We were going to Houston. Me, Sauce, my homie Mike, my homie Will, my dad, and my sister. It was 6 of us. We drove her car in a U-Haul down to Texas.
Okay.
We get all the way down to Houston. Remind you, it's probably 9:30 at night. We walk into this apartment that she had just rented. We turn the lights on and roaches start running everywhere. I cannot make this up. And we sitting there, we like, oh, hell no. And so we get back to the car. We like, hey, Tamuya, this might not be the move, man.
Yeah.
We ain't got no family down there, and she just wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
And we like, all right. So we went and ate at, where did we go? We went to Twin Peaks down in Houston, Texas. We sitting there. I'm like, man, Tamuya, I don't know about this one, dog. Like, there was some big roaches running through that wall, you know? And we got back to the hotel. My dad stayed in the hotel. Tamuya didn't even stay there. She stayed at the hotel with my dad. Mm-hmm. My dad texts us probably 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like, she coming home. We like, damn. We literally just drove like 16 hours down here. Fuck. We went back. The stuff that we had in the apartment, we threw it all in the dumpster, loaded the U-Haul back up, shot back to Kansas City. The next day I went to the Chiefs game. I got back Saturday night about 10:45 that night, pulled in the driveway, woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the Chiefs game.
Wow.
And it was a shirt. Me and Sauce drove it back. We drove my sister's car, and me and him just tag team that mug all the way back to the crib. But I tell you like this, the drive wasn't bad because who I was riding with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We sat there and talked the whole time. Obviously, you kind of hit a point where sometimes the talking just stopped because you just like, man. But it was a whole story. Obviously, that's what was. It was like, bro, we literally were just in Houston for 7 hours, and we turn around, we're driving back home. Like, what is happening right now? But definitely, I'll say fly. To answer your question, I'm still gonna say fly. But I can drive if need be. But my co-pilot got to be A1. Yeah. They got to be A1.
Sushi or burgers?
Burgers.
Do you like sushi?
Yes.
But you go with the burgers.
Yes. That was a good one right there.
Smash burgers?
That was a good one. Brahms Burgers.
Is there some Brahms around in Kansas City?
No.
Pittsburgh, Kansas.
I want to say
there is one in Pitt.
Yeah.
In Wichita.
Yeah.
Wichita,
Kansas.
Springfield.
Emporia.
Did you have them too? Yeah.
Emporia, and Spangles. People sleep on Spangles.
Never heard of Spangles.
Spangles is in Topeka too. So you have to go check Spangles is.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's a fast food burger joint, and they serve alcohol. They got margaritas. You can sit down and drink your margaritas.
Yeah, I think the one in
Elvis
Topeka
is in the front of all of them. It's like an old, you know what I'm saying, 70s diner type thing. Like,
That's funny.
That's funny.
That was a good one. Sushi or burgers? Oh.
I already said Chinese or Mexican food?
Mexican.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Chinese, but authentic Mexican food, fire.
What if it's a Mexican cooking your Chinese? Because that happened. We just had this conversation earlier.
I have never seen that, but that would be interesting.
Bro, I got a place for you right after this.
Really?
Dude,
It's owned by...
we know a restaurant right by the mall, by Oak Park Mall, that Ollie's. Oh, what's it called? The Dragon
It's
Express.
Mexican people in there cooking Chinese food?
It's Hispanic owned.
And it's a Chinese restaurant.
And it's a Chinese restaurant.
It's just
recipes.
You need to try it.
That's all
It's
they
good.
cook. It's
We've
just
gone there,
recipes.
and it's
I got to check. I'm going to tell you, this is barbershop talk.
okay.
We had a conversation. We was like, man, I have never seen Chinese people inside of an American restaurant eating their food. Like, you ain't going to see them in Popeyes or Jay's or City Fish or... No. Never. I've never seen it happen. Never seen it happen. You go in a Chinese restaurant, you see every other ethnicity in there.
Yeah.
But you ain't going to see too many...
Yeah.
People, no. They stick to their people, which is it's love. Yeah, it's love. But I'm telling you, nah, they ain't gonna be just up in burger joints chilling. Like, nah, you can hang that one up, man, for sure.
Dang.
But yeah, authentic Mexican food for sure. None of that Taco Bells, no.
It's fast, but no, it's not as good.
It's not. No.
Have you ever tried Abelardo's?
No. Where's
it's
that?
a newer spot popping up. They're all over.
What is it called again?
Abelardo's. There's one right behind North.
In that old Steak and Shake building?
Yeah.
Okay, I seen that there was a Mexican restaurant there, but I've never been in. It's fire though?
It is. It's like as close as you can get to a restaurant style, but in fast food. It's good.
He brings it up every 2 or 3 episodes. We talk about that place.
Okay. No,
And
I'm
I
going to go
still
check it
keep
out.
Telling him to try. He said only if they got this one
I
thing
literally
on their
was
menu.
driving down the street and I remember Steak and Shake leaving, and now they got all these pictures up on the window, and I'm like, damn, that's a Mexican restaurant now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's crazy.
I still
But
haven't
I'm gonna
been
have to go check that out.
It's good.
It used to be this spot called La Mesa. They don't have it here no more, but La Mesa was over off of Metcalf, over by Cinzetti's. When I was middle school or something, man, we used to eat there every Wednesday, like clockwork. Man, fire. But it's gone now. It's gone. It's out of there. It's one in Omaha. They still got a La Mesa in Omaha. I went to the zoo not too long ago. I seen one down there. I took a picture of it, sent it to my mom. I was like, "Want to meet here Wednesday?"
I'm gonna wrap it back around.
Come
and
on.
If I ever find another Ponderosa, we're
Oh,
stopping.
my
We're stopping.
goodness.
We're stopping.
That was
What about Perkins? Is
That
Perkins
was-
still around?
No, I don't think so.
It's
Lawrence
still
is
Perkins.
around?
That's crazy. See, some of them restaurants like that, it's just like, man, like Perkins used to be fire when I was a kid.
Yeah. What about Checkers?
Checkers is still in. I know for sure they got them in Florida.
Topeka.
Is that where the
Bro, you can buy
Or Manhattan.
Checkers fries
At Walmart now.
At Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
It's
They're not-
close.
it's- yeah,
But
it's
I
not a
did
better
eat it at
replacement.
Checkers
Second.
in Orlando, Florida. They still have a Rallies. They call it Rallies.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even Checkers anymore. It's called Rallies.
Okay.
But yeah, that, and then I'm gonna tell you another one before we get off here.
Okay.
Long John Silver's. People were asleep on Long John Silver's.
There's very few of them anymore.
There's one. I'm telling you, I'll probably
Shawnee
keep the
Mission
one open
Parkway?
on Shawnee Mission Parkway.
Yeah. My parents used to love Captain D's.
Oh.
I don't
Hey,
even know
but
where the fuck
my
you can find that anymore.
my pops used to drive the one down. There was one over off of State. No,
Yeah.
Parallel.
No.
Was
State
it?
Avenue.
Right by the
Right by the community college. Yep, it was State Avenue. Yep. Man, my pops.
You know
said,
what?
yep,
That,
Captain
and
D's.
that it burned down
Yep.
and it came right back up.
There used to
It's
be
still
one,
over there again.
Oh yeah. It's,
You know, City Fish burned down.
no.
They never. Nope. Yep. They burned down. They ain't never opened back up.
There used to be a Captain D's right there on Johnson Drive.
Yeah.
What the fuck's
Where?
there now? Where
Yeah.
that Taco Bell was.
That
Oh,
is-
Johnson Drive.
Yeah, there used to be.
Fuck. What's that? Hobby Lobby was there for a little
Oh,
bit.
by
Like,
Planet Fitness.
yeah,
Yeah.
That sure did used to be
right
Captain
there used
D's
to be
back in the
Captain
day.
D's.
Yeah.
Those fucking breadsticks.
Ah.
Breadsticks.
Yeah.
You eat breadsticks at a fish joint?
At a
We were,
fish.
okay, we were kids. We were getting chicken strips. We were pulling a Chris.
okay.
We were,
That
our
is
parents were
crazy.
eating the fish, but we were eating the chicken strips.
Man, that's crazy. Taco Bell to move spots a whole bunch of times in that same little area over there too.
Yeah.
They were over there where
Like right across
Starbucks
the
was
street.
at. Went back across the street. Went back. I'm like, man, what are y'all
The
gonna do?
Starbucks that is there now, which was a Taco Bell,
Which, yep.
back in the day was a fish and chips.
Really?
Do you
No, I remember it being a Taco Bell.
Before Captain D's, before Long John Silver, it was fish and chips is what it was called.
Wow.
I remember that car lot there.
Now, when was the last time a White Castle was in Kansas City?
I knew there was one in KCK. We used to
There was
play
one on
ball.
Metcalf. It used to be one on Metcalf
Oh yeah,
by
Right.
Casual Men. Not too far. There's a car dealership over there. It was a man. What is over there now? They just that Dave's Hot Chicken over in that
Oh,
kind of
okay,
area.
yeah.
There used to be a White Castle there way back in the day. But that was when Fuddruckers was around. King Louis.
Yeah.
Man, that stuff is all gone now.
Yeah.
Metcalf is a totally different
Even
place
Red
now.
Robin's gone. We talked about that
Red
last
Ro-
episode.
Oh, it's gone.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
an empty.
the one that was on Metcalf in
Whoa.
95th.
something
I didn't know
like
they got a Longhorn over there now.
that.
Yeah.
A Longhorn. They got a Texas Roadhouse.
Right, and like
That Red
not
Lobster is
too
still
far from
standing.
each other.
Yep, it's in the
Right?
same parking lot. Andy's. But there used to be what's that? The Glenwood Theater in the mall right there. Yeah, all that stuff is gone now.
I saw King Kong there in 1979.
That-
Yeah. Shows you how old I am.
yeah, that's crazy.
The first King Kong movie. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we'll end it there. Fred, thank you for being here, man.
I appreciate you having me, man,
Again,
for
appreciate
sure.
you taking the time to do this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's
this
fun.
was fun. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sure my kids asked me a lot of questions. Dad, when can we watch it?
Maybe one day this podcast we can sit up in the shop. What do you think?
Hey, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Get all that barbershop talk.
Oh man, y'all would be like, whoa. Hey, I'm telling y'all come in, I would purposely piss Lou off to bring up. Y'all be like, it's on now. I'm telling you, every time the dude, he gets serious about that.
That's funny.
He gets serious.
I was going to offer real quick. I'm doing this out of pocket here. and I need you to know that it's got a timeline.
Okay.
Because I'm about to have my first kid November 1st.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. But as this food drive comes up,
Yes, sir.
if we can do some video stuff for you,
Yes,
I think
sir.
we can get the team to just
I'd
come,
love to have
come
y'all
do
come
some
out,
stuff,
for sure.
make some social media stuff for you guys to post up. Again,
For
if
sure.
this baby comes early, might have to.
No, most definitely.
Some people, not other people, but
Yeah,
I think we can help you out with some of that stuff. Just
Like
come
see-
out, film
The big.
Yes,
any
sir.
of that stuff, and then get it to you guys so you guys can use.
Yes, sir. Man, I greatly appreciate that for sure. I mean, it's and like I said, I'd love to promote y'all guys as well. And like I said, this is fire, and it's inspiration to me. I mean, just kind of like make me feel like I'm back at home. So that was cool. Y'all did a great
In the-
job.
in the
You know what I'm
basement,
saying?
yeah. Thank
This
you.
is cool though. You know what I'm saying? So I love it, man. I love it. Looking forward to keep watching y'all, man. Keep watching y'all grow.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what's up. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Yeah, and then I'll show you my barbershop here. in a
Yes,
minute.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Big Modcast. Until next week, adios.